What is up, Raider Nation? How we doing today? It's Friday. It's Divisional Round Eve. So we got some good games coming up this weekend. Fortunately, we're not in any of them, which kind of sucks. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, hopefully people start trickling in today. I know we just started, so I know Silver Smoke was supposed to checking this out. Hopefully we can get him on with me live on camera. I know he wanted to really come on here. So we're just going to hit this off by just start talking about, hit some club stuff real quick too. Anybody from the New England Raider Booster Club that is watching, we had our executive board meeting this past Saturday, and we kind of worked on coming up with our schedule of off-season events. I know there were a couple of polls put up as far as what other type of events members would like to see this year. So we'll let it stay up at least for maybe another week or so to really finalize everything. But right now, it looks like what's ahead is the getting together as a group to go to the EP Bruins game. But we'll take a look at everything and see what we can do as far as a time frame on that. The events that we've got set up right now, or we're going to be setting up, is our annual pool tournament fundraiser for the Tomorrow Fund. That is going to be hopefully at the same location, Bo's Billiards down in Warwick, Rhode Island. We usually do it in May, but we're seriously looking at moving it to March. Figure it's still kind of crappy weather out in March. Rather do an indoor event during the, colder days rather than May. May's a busy month. You've got Memorial Day, you've got high school and college graduations, you got Mother's Day. So that really only leaves us kind of like one weekend. So it looks like we're going to probably do it in March this year for the annual pool tournament. The mini golf is still a go. We're just going to finalize that. But once we know definite dates and such, we will put a list out there for everybody to be aware of, so everybody can save the dates for these events. And then we'll also have our normal Al Davis Fantasy Football League and the Mark Davis Fantasy Football League. We'll get all the owners that are ready to be in both those leagues set up, because as everybody knows, the way we handle those leagues is Al Davis is our primary league. That's the one that's been around for a few years. So the last two teams that are in that league, the Al Davis League, whoever finishes 11th and 12th place, they get bumped down to the Mark Davis League. And whoever finishes first and second in the Mark Davis League, they move up to the Al Davis League. So it's one way to recirculate the owners, and because everybody always wants to try and get into the Al Davis League, so this is a better way to get it done. The scoring system is a little different, so if anybody is interested that's a paid member of the Booster Club that wants to get in the league for 2025 season, let us know. We'll get you in contact with the commissioners. I'm the commissioner for the Mark Davis. We have Frank Alfusco is going to be the commissioner for the Al Davis League this season coming up. Because unfortunately, the commissioner that was for the Al Davis League last year is getting bumped down to the Mark Davis League because he finished in second to last. So, Asylum, I'm live right now. So I just wanted to hop on for a little bit. Probably be on for, I don't know. See how it goes. See how many people are in the chat. See how many people are viewing. I had a killer show on Saturday when I did this. A ton of people watching. The channel was steadily flowing. No, Asylum, they're all free leagues. We don't charge for the fantasy leagues for the club. You have to actually be a member of the club. That's the one stipulation. If the person's not a member, or if they haven't paid their dues, they get bumped. So they're definitely only paid members. So yeah, if the chat takes off today and we've got a ton of viewers, I'll stay on as long as I can. Sorry. It's club exclusive for that. Sorry, buddy. So, we've had a couple interesting weeks here with the Raiders. Just maybe an honorary member. Um, we're the New England Raider Booster Club, but we've got members that live in California. We've got Canadian members. Some of these California members, they lived in California before, moved out this way, found our club, became members, um, and then ended up moving back to California, but they're still always members. As long as they pay their dues, they stay on the list regardless. Yeah, so it's been an interesting few weeks for the Raiders between the coaching vacancy now, the GM vacancy. I don't know if anybody watches Good Morning Football on the NFL Network, but today's show, they have, they had because the show's over now. It's just the recorded ones. They had Max Crosby on there in studio for the whole show. So I've been kind of watching it. I had to mute it now. I got up so late today, so I wasn't able to watch the whole show. I don't know if anybody's ever watched any of his podcasts with that group that he's on, The Rush. He You can see the difference between him being in studio like that and a live show versus his podcast. In his podcast, he's definitely more relaxed. It's him and his boys. You know, so with that being said, you can tell he's a little stiff today. He's he's still good though. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it was they're asking him these questions about what he thinks about who's going to be the new coach, and all these questions ahead of time that they were going to ask him more than likely. You knew he already knew what he was going to say to those, and he basically did. He's like, this is what I think, but he's not gonna come right out and say I prefer this coach, I prefer that coach. I liked Kay Adams, but I'll tell you what, I like Jamie Erdahl so much better now. Um, I've been watching this show now for quite a few years. I loved watching Good Morning Football. It's just that like right now, normally you don't see a lot of Raiders in the news there. What's up, brother? What's up, Gord? How you doing, Gord? It's just like right now it's different seeing the Raiders in the news for what we're in the news for, basically. Um, Chiefs all the way, dude. I actually picked Houston. Just I know I'm probably smoking something, but which I don't. But hey, a boy can dream, right? So in my picks last night on our Raiders Coast to Coast show, myself and LV rated 10. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Now subscribe to his channel too. He's my Thursday night partner for Raiders Coast to Coast. And he's also on with me on Wednesday nights in our Raider Connection with myself, Jay from Just Raiders Baby, and Leo for Cheetah. The four of us are on Raiders Connection. But yeah, so last night I did pick the Houston Texans. My picks last night, let's see, I wrote them down so I make sure I stay consistent. I picked the Bills, the Texans, the Lions, and I did pick the Rams over the Eagles. I think the Rams are going to play tough in Philly. I don't think it's going to have any bearing on where they're playing. Let's see. What was the thought process behind the mustache? I've always had a mustache at least to the corner here. And that's because I was on the fire department. I couldn't have it any longer. I have to keep it like above the jawline. So once I was out of the fire service, the first thing pretty much anybody does that's in the fire service, they grow beards, and that's what I did. I had a full massive beard going. And then one day I was like, you know what? I wanted to get the beard long, but I'm like, nah, I want to go back because I used to have, like, anybody that watches the old OCC Orange County Choppers, um, Paul Senior. I had that same type of mustache at one point where it came way down. I was out on injured, so I let the mustache grow, and I had it was tight to the neck. It wasn't like hanging down like this. Like this is, if you see, it's long. So when I had the long ass beard, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to shave around it, shave down the middle, and shave up underneath, and just keep this. So I like it. It's different. You don't see too many guys with mustaches like this. It's long enough now I can braid it, but I'm not gonna. So I don't like it, Rico. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I think the fact that it's all gray now just adds to it. I think any given Sunday or Saturday, yeah. I mean, that's why. Could Houston do it? Possibly. Do I? Realistically, probably not. But hey, I took a shot. Fuck it. Not like I'm putting money on it because I wouldn't put money on that. KC's too good. There we go. It's a run, but real nice. Real nice. I hope they do. Yeah, I do. I don't know. I mean, what's everybody say? You know what? Let's do this right now. Then we'll let you guys put it in the chat. Let's see what you guys think. So Saturday's first game, 4:30 p.m. on ABC. It's the Houston Texans at Kansas City. You guys answer in the chat. Who you got in that game? Let's hear. Let's hear it. Who's got Texans and who's got KC? Yeah, I know you did, Asylum. Bastard. So Houston and the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Who you guys got? Give me a winner. No point spread, no nothing. Just win or loss. Who's going to win it? All right, Asylum's going Texans, so you're on board with me. I guess no one else is going to pick on this. I guess you and I, Asylum, are the only two that are going to pick. All right, so moving on then. Second game on Saturday is the Redskins at Detroit at 8 o'clock on Fox. Who you got in that one? I took the Lions on that one. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. Lions pull that one off for sure. You can put money on it. I'm not putting money on that. Absolutely not. On the KC, Houston, for Houston to win? Nah. I'm just hoping that they win, that's all. I hate Kansas City. So you got the Lions. That's who I took. I took the Lions on that one also. Could the Redskins make it a game? It's possible. Definitely possible. I still don't think they're going to win. No, Lions at home are tough. It's 100 pennies, yeah. Go for it. All right, so now we move on to Sunday. We get the Rams at Philly at 3 o'clock on NBC. Yay, we get to listen to Chris Collinsworth. Woo! Let's go Chargers, yeah. One and done, as usual. Hey, they're consistent, I'll give you that. They make the playoffs, but they get knocked out as fast as they get in, so good job, Chargers. Denver, too. Gotta love that. Haven't been in the playoffs for a while. They finally get there and they get this shit pushed in. So, all right. So where were we here? Philadelphia and the Rams. I took the Rams on this one. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it this time. I mean, it is the Eagles. They are playing at home, but McVay, man, he comes up with the right game plan to. If he can take Saquon out of the game and force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, that's going to be a good one. I still think I still think it's going to be the Rams in that game. Raiders better in Oakland than Vegas. Yeah, nobody's going to argue that one. I can tell you that right now. I mean, everybody that's a Raiders fan knows that, the Raiders and Vegas were a different team. No two ways about it. Absolutely not. I mean, it all went downhill once we went to Vegas. I mean, everything just changed. Home field advantage went out the window. That didn't even exist. up, 805? Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I need to get you on the show. I need to get on a show with you one day, the two of us for sure, or on a panel or whatever. That'd be a good time. What's up, Raider Paul? How we doing? All right. So the other game we had, the last game on Sunday is Baltimore at Buffalo. This is going to be the best. I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend, without a doubt. So it's a 6:30 game on CBS. So it's the number 3 seed in Baltimore going to number 2 in Buffalo. Now, I heard there's supposed to be a report to snow this weekend. How much up there, I don't know. I know my area is getting snow Sunday night into Monday. So it's kind of almost the same. We're a 9-hour, 8-hour drive from there, but still, I mean, whatever they tend to get for weather, we get too, but just not as nasty as theirs. I mean, they get snow, they end up getting we get inches, they get feet, So I am taking Buffalo on that one. I think it's going to be an awesome game. Do I think it's going to be a shootout? No. I think it's going to be one of those games, whoever's got the ball last wins it. The thing with Baltimore is if there is a lot of snow on the ground, the running game is going to be prominent. With Derrick Henry running the ball. They're definitely a better running game than Buffalo, for sure. So, yep, y'all going Buffalo. Anyone going to the Super Bowl in New Orleans? I'll be there. No, I know I'm not going. The Raiders aren't playing. I'm not fucking going. Yo, what's up, Jesus Saves? Jesus, take the wheel. I feel like Buffalo pulls this one out. Yeah, I do too. I think it's definitely by far. That's why it's the Sunday night game. It's by far the best game this weekend. It's got the best chance to go right down to the wire for sure. I'm just curious to see how much of an effect the weather is going to have. Not so much the wind, but the snow. So we'll see. I can't wait for it. I really can't. But I think the other thing I can't wait for is I want to watch Kansas City get knocked out of the playoffs. I hope to God that Houston can pull this off. Field goal wins the game. I mean, that's it exactly, Asylum. I mean, it very well could come down to that. It could come down to the fact of who's got the better kicker. That sucks. So, brother, tapping in work. What's up? What's up, Jay? Thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have no idea how long I'm going to be on for. This is kind of like a little pop-up. I know I talked about it last night on the Raiders Coast to Coast. Silver Smoke was he was going to check it out. He was going to come on. It's probably going to get him on here with me for sure. He's always wanted to get on, so I told him I'd bring him on if he shows up. What Raiders are eligible for Hall of Fame? I think Lester Hayes is more deserving than Eric Allen. I mean, right now, who's available? Eric Allen. They haven't confirmed the final voting yet, so I think he's still alive in the process. There's a lot of Raiders that are eligible. I mean, there's one right at the top of my head that should have been in a long time ago, and that's Jim Plunkett. What still pisses me off to this day is how Kurt Warner gets into the Hall of Fame before Plunkett, who won 2 Super Bowls, was an MVP in one of them, had all kinds of passing records and, historical, records in the Super Bowl, but yet Kurt Warner makes it. I don't know. I know Kurt Warner had better yardage and everything, and the Kurt Warner story's good and everything, but I mean, if you ever get a chance to read the book that it's pretty much the biography on Jim Plunkett. It's pretty good. I mean, he had a tough upbringing. Both his parents were they blind or they deaf? I forget now. I read it. It's been so long. I mean, I read that like early to mid '90s. James Cook gonna have himself a day. He's gonna drop that under 55.5. I don't know. Taking that over all day. Yeah, I mean, if Cook can get going. But I still think, obviously, I mean, Derrick Henry's still the best running back in that game on Sunday. I do trust the Bills' offensive line a lot more than I would the Ravens. That's for sure. Especially with Dawkins. I mean, that guy's a beast, the absolute beast. Is it pink though, or? Whatever. Old timer with the biker stash. Thanks. I'm not that old. I mean, I'm in my 50s, but I'm not that fucking old. Jesus. What's up, Pigs? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? I responded to your chat from the show last night. I don't know if you saw it yet. As much as I don't want the Chiefs probably win. Yeah, I mean, more than likely. I mean, obviously. I mean, the Chiefs at home are tough to beat. We'll see how much rust they have to knock off from being, from not playing for the last 20 days, I think it is, by the time they play tomorrow. Um, like I said, can hope. I mean, I think Houston matches up good with them. I think Houston's defense could really get into Mahomes' psyche and maybe affect him. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we all know the Chiefs are beatable. There's no two ways about it. This is the best chance to knock them out of the playoffs. Is this playoff round now? This time, based on how they were during the season, their offense is not the same. This is the year of their defense. If it wasn't for the defense, they wouldn't be the number one seed. That's what kept. I mean, they should have lost the 2 games to us. One of them we lost because our kicker couldn't hit those 3 field goals. And the other one we lost by a touchdown. So I mean, what's up, James Ripple? How you doing, buddy? What's up, man? How you doing? Paul, what's up? I can tell you are a biker, an old Harley Davidson is more your style. True story. I don't own a bike. I don't have a motorcycle. Not at all. I grew up around them. My dad always had one as a kid. When I was a kid, we always had the hot rods, the whole 9 yards. We had all that shit when I was a kid, but I never got a bike myself. Never did. I want to. I still want to. I just never did. I don't know if I want to right now because of. I mean, I still want to, but I don't know. You know what it is now, especially being in the fire service for as many years as I have been. I've seen it change as far as auto accidents and everything. At least in a car, if someone's not paying attention to get hit, you stand a chance. When you're on a bike, your chances of surviving or not getting seriously injured go right out the window. Because people just aren't attentive like they used to be, and there's more cars on the road now than there were years ago. So let's see. Yeah, I just read it. Betting odds on coaches is really not showing a clear favorite. Could go in any direction, it seems. Yeah, I mean, again, we still don't know, what the preference is. And, for the selfishness of being a Raider fan, I want Detroit to lose this weekend so we can finally make a decision within the next week or so. Within the next week as to who they're going to offer the job to. Because once they offer once we know that, now it's like, and I'm sure 805 can attest to this, now it's game on. Because now you got your head coach set. Now you know what type of scheme he's going to run, so it's going to make it easier to predict or talk about where we think the team is going to go from there. What type of offensive system we're going to run, what quarterback fits best into that head coach's system and the OC's system. What's he going to be looking for in the draft? Like, what's his tendencies to? What's the type of players that he looks for that's going to help? And depends on the defensive coordinator now too, which the coach is obviously going to get involved. Be involved in getting, and the GM too. So the unfortunate part is if it is Johnson, we got to wait until after the Super Bowl. I think we got to wait a couple of days until after the Super Bowl before we can make it official. So that kind of puts us behind the 8 ball when it comes to, the Senior Bowls coming up, or the Senior Bowls. There's a few of them. You've got the combine. Well, first you got the free agents, then you're going to have the combine. Then now we're in the draft. So we're losing that valuable evaluation time, and for him to actually sit down, or whoever the coach is, to sit down and interview the current players, see what the players' heads are at, with their reception to this new coach coming in, because that has a lot to do with this too. That will, I mean, I don't know if head coaches do that, but I think they should. They should sit down with every single player that's on the current roster, that's under contract and is a free agent, and get their feeling as to, you know, like a feel out process. You know, gauge their interest in the team and what their plans are going forward. You know, because then that makes a big difference too on whether they stay or whether they go. You know, we have to put the vibes out. The Texans are going to win, and Stroud will have a career day. I hope so, man. Like I said, Chiefs game being low scoring, Chiefs offense has been real suspect this season. Yeah, they have been. I mean, the fact that we sacked Mahomes 5 freaking times, that tells me a lot right there. That they can't protect him like they have in the past. You know, the Mahomes magic, I think, is kind of, you know, piddled away a little bit. I hate the Black Raiders. Yep, good. I'm glad for you. And that's what a Raiders. You guys are NFL fans. Um, I mean, obviously you can see this shield right here. With, you know, to Raider fans. Um, you know, the name of the show is New England Raider Boosters live show. So I don't know. You can kind of figure that out, I guess. But yeah, we're NFL fans. You know, we all, anybody that's in here that, you know, talking Raiders, talking NFL, kind of hit everything on this type of show because I just pick up and people come in and they start talking. We'll talk about anything. Let's see. Once McCarthy signs with the Bears, we should have a clear shot at that. I don't see Ben Johnson going to Buffalo. I can't imagine he's going to want to play against the Lions twice a year. First of all, and I just don't think Buffalo, the Bears have the same offer that we do. You know, I mean, the one thing he will have there is he's got a quarterback to work with. Or, you know, he's a rookie this season, but, you know, he's got the makings of a, you know, of a star quarterback right there on the roster already. You know, but the one thing he already has on that team is a GM, and I know a lot of, from what I've heard and understood, he's the type of coach that he's the type of coach that wants to be comfortable with the GM. He doesn't want to have to come in with one that's already established with the organization. And let's face it, how good has that GM really been? I mean, if he's done any of the hiring of coaches and such in the past, I mean, how well has that worked out for them? You know, Eberflus didn't even make it halfway through the season, and Eberflus wasn't a bad coach. I just don't think they had the right scheme set up for Caleb Williams. Really didn't have a lot of weapons. You know, it just, I don't know. I think he could have done better on a different team. You know, would he have been better for us? Oh, hell no, not with our offensive line. That's like people were, you know, we should have done whatever we could to get Jaden Daniels. Yeah, we could have, but if you think he was going to be what he is, what he's been this year for us, not happening. Absolutely not. Because first of all, we wouldn't have Brock Bowers to throw to, because if we moved up to the number 1 or number 2 pick to take him, we wouldn't have our 13th pick. Brock Bowers would not be on this roster. So I've even seen people saying, "Well, he could have been throwing touchdowns to Brock Bowers." Like, do you understand? Do you listen to what you just said? That's not going to happen. That's almost impossible for us to grab Jaden Daniels and still get Brock Bowers. Do you realize we would have to give up probably like almost 4 years of first-round draft picks to try and pull that off? That would never happen. Never happen. That would be crazier than Mike Ditka trading away the Saints' entire draft for the whole seat for the whole year to get Ricky Williams. That would be crazier than that. You know, that'd be freaking nuts. Who are you a fan of? You're probably a Chargers fan. Do you think the Raiders are in the playoffs next year? No, I don't think we're in the playoffs next year. And anybody that thinks we're going to be in the playoffs next year as a Raider fan, you're pipe dreaming. We're a few years away yet still, even with the perfect coach, as some people would say. We're not a playoff team, not for a while yet. We still have too many holes to fill. I mean, granted, It could still happen. I'm not saying it can't happen, but to think of what we have on this roster right now, what we possibly could pick up in free agency and in the draft, it's still not putting us in the playoffs next year. Like I said, crazy things have happened. You've seen teams go from winning 4 games one season to making the playoffs the following season. I mean, it could happen, but I find it highly unlikely. Hang on, I gotta turn my heater on. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Man, Bears fans are annoying as fuck. I told them Ben Johnson don't want to be a Bears head coach. But I go to the Bears where Dan Campbell knows the system. Yeah, I mean, if he's a smart coach, he's going to change his shit up. He's not going to pull a Bill Callahan and not change the audibles or change some semblance of the play calling. For the team for the game that you're going to go play in the Super Bowl against your former head coach that knows your entire playbook because he wrote it. That knows the audibles because he made them. So of course, all he's going to do is watch game film from during the season and realize they're running exactly what I left them. They haven't changed one thing. Watch them play in the playoffs, get that film, and say, yeah, they're definitely still running the same system. I guarantee they're not going to change it up. And then go out there for practice the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, runs the Raiders offense for the Buccaneers as Gannon calling the audible, so the defense knew where everything was. That just Johnson seems to be too smart to not make changes to so when he does have to play against a team that he's familiar with or they're familiar with him, that would just be career suicide. Plus, the rest of the division knows the Ben Johnson system. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I mean, he would if he went to the Bears, he would have to change everything. Whereas he comes to the Raiders, he could still instill the same system, but make some minor tweaks. So when he does have to play some of those teams, they realize that it's different and it's not what they thought it was going to be. But I think that right now is near the handle there because we still don't know who we're getting for a head coach. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee? Jesus Christ. Yes. Where are you? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely time to completely rebuild. I mean that's pretty much how it's going right now. You know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean with the way that everything's going with this team right now, that's definitely the direction. I mean, it was a complete blow up. I mean, you let go of the head coach, and then now you start talking about who you're going to be bringing in as the new head coach, and knowing that you're going to have to seriously reconsider the GM that's there because the new head coach probably isn't going to want that GM is going to want his own or saying his own GM coming in. So yeah, this was a complete blow up right now. Yeah, another Chargers fan, I'm sure. Broncos are a dumbass Chiefs fan. Yep, Raiders fan. Let's see. You should do what Cleveland did: draft a franchise QB, trade him, and sign this. Yeah, really, right? I don't know what the hell Cleveland was thinking. I don't get the move that they made. And now look at them. Now they're strapped with him. Because he's on the hook for guaranteed money. Blows out his Achilles again. You're not going to see him probably play in 2025. So that ends that season for him. So he's going to get paid to do nothing, which is why that's why I don't think either one of those two quarterbacks are going to be available for us, which is fine with me because I don't want either one of them anyway. Cleveland's got to take a quarterback. They have no choice. They're not going to go into the season with Jameson Winston. He's going to throw more interceptions than he does touchdowns and just make dumb moves. The Chiefs are trash. I hope they are tomorrow. I'm hoping for the Texans to pull that one off. I picked them. I thought John Gruden way was rated as needed. I still think he is the solution. I don't want the third go around with Gruden. I really don't. I'm done with John Gruden. Um, I don't think. I mean, they're not even talking about a possibility with him. Plus, I don't think he's still squared away with the NFL to even get back into coaching. I know we settled with him on as far as his pay, his pay. So we're not, he's not on the books anymore, at least. So we're not paying him anymore. But I don't see Mark Davis bringing him back. I don't see Brady agreeing and wanting him back. Absolutely not. Who did you like better, the Haas or Carr? I'm taking Hostella. Hostella was a different breed. Even that era was a different breed. He was a tough quarterback. For sure, he was a tough quarterback. Um, they were both kind of loyal. I think Carr was more of Carr wanted to be here for his entire career. He didn't want to be let go. He didn't want to go on to another team or be traded. Hostella at the time was good. He was what we needed at the time because our quarterback history prior to that wasn't the best. I've seen Hostella play in person. Uh, Saw him when um, they came to New England to play the Patriots back in like '93. So I saw Hostella play. The guy was a decent quarterback. He was serviceable. I would have been fine with him sticking around longer, but that's just not the way it happened. So, do you think the Raiders trade up to take Shaw Sanders? Absolutely not. No, I don't want them to do that. Do I think they're going to do it? I think they'd be crazy to do it because number one, you're talking about giving up. We're going to give up way too much in draft equity. That's too much. That's too much. I am not a big fan of trading up for a player that's going to end up sitting on your bench for the first year, possibly 2 years. You know, I wanted an immediate plug and play player with that first round pick. When you get the number 6 pick and you got the talent of Abdul Carter there from Penn State, or the wide receiver T Mac from Arizona, or you've got the kid Johnson from Michigan, you take a valuable player that is a complete plug and play. These are guys that are going to start right from the get go. You know, especially Abdul Carter. I mean, actually, all three of them, no matter what, all three will play immediately. You know, I think at least one of those three will probably still be there for us. I mean, personally, I want Abdul Carter more than anything. And if teams don't come calling to look to trade for Max, and Max is still here, and you pair him up with Abdul Carter, that's a hell of a lot better combo than Tyree Wilson on the other side. I think the Tyree experiment is run its course. He improved this year, but not enough, man. He was your 7th pick in the first round, and he's still not out there consistently. I don't know. Should the Giants take Travis Hunter? I, I mean, the problem is you got teams at the front of this draft that need quarterbacks. Giants are one of them. Cleveland's one. Um, the Jets are one. Patriots don't need one. Jacksonville doesn't need one. I mean, we need one, but I don't want to be trading up for it. I don't want to be losing draft picks or future draft picks, to move up to the top pick and get one of those two. I don't think they're worth it. I really don't. Personally, I'm hoping Raiders take Shiloh. I don't want him either. Been a joke since Charles Woodson. That's why I like this kid Johnson from Michigan. I mean, he's a big back. He's proven. I mean, he could fill that void that we've been without since Woodson. I'm not saying he's going to be just as good as him, but I mean, he could be a serviceable option for sure. It's going to be, like I said, this draft is going to be interesting because there's a lot of talent in a lot of different positions. Like the running back is deep, wide receiver is deep, um, quarterbacks are mid. I mean, you got the two that are going to be touted, that are touted at the very start, with Sanders and Ward. Now, personally, I would probably like to see us, if we're going to take a quarterback, I wouldn't be opposed to Dart. Um, Who do I think is going to draft Cam Ward? Oof. I think Cam Ward goes first. So whoever, what is the draft order? That's what I got to look. Where are you? Where are you? NFL draft. So first pick. Who's got the first pick? Tennessee. Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee could. Yeah, Tennessee. I could see Tennessee taking Ward. I mean, the first two picks are Ward, Tennessee and Cleveland. So they both need quarterbacks. I can't imagine Tennessee going into next season uh, with Will Levis as their starter again. I think that that's over with too. Yeah, I see the Titans taking Ward. Ward's definitely the better of the two, in my opinion. If y'all don't draft a QB, who is your ideal QB or free agent? I'm not crazy on the free agents, to be honest with you. The only one that would be intriguing would possibly be Justin Fields, but I wouldn't mind seeing us take Jackson Dart. What's up, Chris? What's up, brother? How you doing? Um, I wouldn't mind seeing us take Jackson Dart, and we could get him in the second round, possibly. Do I think he's going to make it past the second round? Probably not. I mean, the one thing to our favor is there's not a lot of quarterback needy teams, but if the Giants don't get one in the first round, they're probably a candidate to take somebody like Dart, you know? UWU, no idea. Um, yeah, I mean, in the draft, Jackson Dart or, Fields is like the only other one. Sam Donald, I think he destroyed his chances of signing somewhere else. I mean, those last two games, the Monday night game, against Detroit, he blew that one. They had a shot to get the number one seed. They blew that, and then this past Monday night against the Rams in Arizona, I mean, he looked even worse. So anybody that had any aspirations of, thinking, oh, we should get Sam Donald because look what he did this season. Yeah, look what he did the last two games when everything was on the line and mattered. He blew it. That's how I look at it. He fucking blew it. Do you think Ashingente is going to be the best running back in the draft? Do I think he's going to be the best? Possibly. Do I want him? No. He's actually, I'm telling you right now, that's got Cowboys written all over him. If he makes it to the Cowboys, they're going to take him. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if Jerry Jones tries and moves up to try and grab him to make sure he's on his team. Because that is the type of guy that he looks for. Aiden O'Connell is going to light it up on the job. I think so too. I mean, you know my feeling on AOC 12. I've been, a strong supporter of him. If given the chance, which he still hasn't really. I mean, even when he was thrown in there, midway through the season, the line was horrible. This play calling was pathetic. I just think that he has the best chance to improve. I mean, he could be, not saying he's going to be the full-time permanent starter going forward and we're going to make his career out of it. And he's got the most potential. It's definitely on the roster right now because the rest of the quarterbacks are garbage. We still haven't really, I mean, we saw what Kyler Bradley can do in preseason, but we haven't seen him in like real game conditions. I think Ritter's gone. Minshew, as soon as Minshew has the smallest impact on our cap, he's going to be going. I don't see him sticking around. So I say that Aiden O'Connell is our bridge quarterback, to whoever we end up drafting or picking up in free, unless we pick up a free agent. And my thing is just let them battle it out in training camp. Best man win. Whoever wins out of the two, that's it. That's your starter. You go forward with it. I'll support whoever it is. That's just the way you got to look at it at this point. So who will be the OC? I don't know. That's going to be a good one. I even mentioned this the other day on a Raider Connection show. I said, what if it is Ben Johnson? And we know that he's, an offensive guru, supposedly, or whatever. What if he comes in as the head coach and he is the offensive coordinator, and just has an assistant offensive coordinator working with him, so so he can still do his head coaching shit and implement the offensive scheme that they're going to run. Have an assistant offensive coordinator, and during games he calls all the plays. End of discussion. If you put the right person on your defensive side as a coordinator, like let's say a Robert Saleh as your DC, you don't have to worry about the defense. He's going to take care of the whole thing. So now you, as a head coach, can focus on getting the offensive straight and just kind of, obviously like the boss, he's in charge of everything and he has the different divisions handling everything else. Well, I'll say congratulations on Brock Bowers. He has Gronk, Kelsey traits. I hope we all build nice around him. I do too. I mean, Gronk's even said it. I saw an interview where Gronk even talked about Brock Bowers and said that, he reminds him of him. And then Gronk even went on to say that he thinks he's even going to be better than him. So I mean, that says a lot, even though I still think Gronk's like a big dumb animal. That's how I always refer to him. Me catch football, me throw football that ground, be a big dumb animal. The Raiders need Lions to win this weekend. No, we need them to lose so we can hire them. We should trade back and take Gentry and then trade into Dallas. I don't know because I want to keep our draft pick. I want our guy at number 6. I want one of those 3 I said earlier. I want Carter, McMillan, or Johnson from Michigan. Those are one of the 3 I want. Who do you got, Rams or Eagles? I went with the Rams. I picked the Rams on that one. I definitely think the Rams could pull this off. I am not high on Carter. I'm definitely high on Carter for sure. We have Kuntz and Tyree that ought to be the stepping up. Kuntz, we still don't know how he's going to return. He didn't even play a full season in 2023. So, I mean, we're putting a lot of stock in a guy that didn't play much when he did play. We saw flashes of what he could do. So, I mean, it's all a matter of what he does when he comes back. Who do you think gets Rookie of the Year? Jaden Daniels, without a doubt. It's a quarterback-heavy award. I mean, he had them playing so good that he took them to the playoffs. I mean, I know the Rookie of the Year is usually decided prior to that and everything. The playoffs have no bearing on that award. The votes have already been casted and sent in a while ago. I think it's going to be him. I mean, it should be Brock based on the fact of how many records he broke as a rookie tight end. And some of those records were, catches as a rookie. He probably had the assistant OC in the booth. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And he'll be on the field between the two. What the assistant's seeing up in the booth, and then, let's get the right play sent in, and let's run from there. Scott Turner as assistant OC. I think Scott Turner's out. I think he's going to be gone. You're hearing that he wants to go to North Carolina. Silver Smoke, what's up, brother? Let's see. No to Gentry. Correct, I agree. Shador Sanders might take after his dad, Deion Sanders. What do you think? I don't want Shador. I don't want Cam Ward. I just don't want the media circus that's going to follow Sanders because, that's going to be exactly what it's going to be. Because of the name, because of who his father is. It's going to be too much. Too much. Why not keep Scott Turner as an assistant OC? Because supposedly he wants to go to North Carolina. I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know if that's calmed down at all. But if he wants to go, let him go. Yeah, so those 3, if QB doesn't fall to us, I still don't see the QB making it to us, either one of them. And I think you're going to see Jackson Dart be reached and taken in the first round at some point. I don't think he's going to make it to the second, only because some teams still need one. Not very cheap, better option. Just whatever. 63 record broken. Correct. That's the thing. Ew. Oh, Jesus saves us back. How you doing, brother? How's it going, Jeff? I'm doing good. Doing good. Um, so Smoke, do you have Instagram? Because I want to send you the link, but I don't want to put it out in the channel. Darn, it's the second as I've been telling you. Yeah, I mean, again, I agree 100%, but I could see him. I could see him going sooner. Or trade up into the back of the first for that would definitely be a possibility. We could couple our second, put together our second round pick and a third round from the Jets and move into the tail end of the first. Yeah, we know that the team's horrible right now. No one here is going to disagree. I agree. Someone will reach out. We have to admit, Sanders will bring in ticket sales if Davis don't raise them again. Yeah, really, right? See, I have no social media, but I'm sorry. All right, hang on to this, Smoke. I can help you out here. We'll figure this out right now. Look it on and get back to you. Let's see. Email. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Thanks, Jay. Can you describe Dart's style of play? um, he's good. No, without getting. I mean, I would have to actually. I haven't followed him like some guys have. Like I know LV rated 10 has been a huge supporter of his from start to finish. He as early as almost the beginning of the college season, he's been on him. Um, Good stash, man. Swollen from the Devils quality. Thank you. Can we stop taking Chargers players? At least if for Asante Samuel. Yeah, I agree with that too, for sure. Lions fan, man, I know the struggles. Yeah, you guys are in a great spot now. I mean, Jesus Christ, you guys are looking awesome. I mean, I picked them to win this weekend, but secretly, I think a lot of Raider fans want to see them lose so we can get you an offensive coordinator or figure this shit out faster. He's very versatile and can play edge with hand in the dirt, off the ball linebacker. Who was it you were talking? I must have missed that one. Oh, were you talking about Santa? Santi Samuel's kid? You know what? I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in here. Fuck it. All right, that's the link for the show. Um, Silver Smoke. If you hit that link, you can come on in. Chris Raiders, if you want to jump in too, go for it, man. I know you like being in here. Yeah, if you got time. I don't know what you're doing right now. Assets, hits. I'm a tick guy. Who's the greatest Raider of all times? Oh Jesus. Yeah, most would say Bo. I mean, I got to go back to the first Raider, and I got to go Jim Otto. I mean, the guy was a Raider from 1960 until the day he passed away. Which was recently. Um, it just there's been so many greats throughout the years, um, but I just think Otto's just been the mainstay. Yeah, Bo Jackson obviously is no brainer. I'm driving right now. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. I definitely plan on being on for a while. I don't know how long before you get home or settle to where you can do it. I mean, I only hopped on about an hour ago. Yeah, I'm coming up on an hour now. I probably plan on being on for a little while yet, still for sure. Nice pick, thank you. I was thinking about Christian Fulton. Don't know enough about him. Jack Tatum, yep. That's another one. Tim Brown's a famous one, of you said. And there's my guy. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, not much.
Hold on, terms now.
Huh?
Let me check that.
Let's see. I'll check when I get set up. Yeah, let me know, Silver Smoke. If I'm still on, pop in. Let me know, and I'll definitely bring you on. I know you want to get on. Go Eagles, dude! I took the Rams in that game, pal. Sorry, Big Andy. I went Rams. I think they can do it.
Yeah, I only got a few minutes. I gotta go to therapy right now. So
mental therapy. As a Raider fan, we all need it. We all fucking need it after the last season we've had.
Right. Having a mental breakdown here.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just therapy.
I don't know about the Rams winning the Super Bowl, but I think they're definitely if they beat the Eagles, game on. You know, I mean, because if the Lions win, that's a heck of a matchup again. Those two playing each other. I'm all for that one. Curious to see how that would go. You know, but I don't know. Who you got this weekend, Chris? Who you got for picks?
I'm taking Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think the how the Rams beat Minnesota exactly the way Detroit beat them. The Rams followed that exact blueprint. They just blitzed them nonstop because Minnesota really have a great offensive line. So I'm taking the Rams. I mean Philadelphia.
All right. You know what? Let's do this now. We got more people in here.
Who's the other teams?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through them all right now. All right. So everybody in the channel, hold on a second here because I'm going to run through all these games right now. So we're going to start with tomorrow's game. So tomorrow, the first game is 4:30 on ABC. It's Houston at Kansas City. Who's everybody got?
Houston, of course. I want Houston to win that game.
All right. So Greg's saying the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I picked Houston with mine. I got my list that I wrote down last night on the other. No, you can't read it because of the freaking stupid.
There you go.
That's
Bills,
my list.
Texas, Lions, Rams.
Yep, that's my list. I wrote it down last night when I gave my picks, so I make sure I stay consistent and don't flip flop. So I can't be accused of flopping. All right, so we got a Chiefs, we got a Houston, we got a Texans. Pig said KC with the help of the refs, and you're not lying there for sure.
Yep, pretty much.
That's a fucking given.
Pretty much.
Texas, Jay said Texas, Texans. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next game. So the second game on Saturday is the Redskins at Detroit at 8:00 on Fox. That is the Tom Brady's announcing that game. Who you got?
Detroit. Hands down.
I took Detroit also. That's a kind of a no-brainer.
Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Redskins pull it off. I wouldn't, but I think Detroit's too overmatched. They're too much for the Redskins to handle.
I don't think the Redskins defense is all that great to stop Detroit because
that's the issue.
Because people do score on them, but they do score too. So
yeah,
Lions defense is a little bit better than the Redskins. So I think they better stop them.
See, look at these two right here. So Greg says Detroit realistically, but hopefully Commanders. Redskins. I don't call them Commanders here. And then I don't know, man. Redskins might win though. And see, I mean, there's two that kind of on the fence there, and that's how I feel. It's like I'm taking the Lions as a realistic choice because they're playing at home and just how they've been all season. And they're the Lions. They're the number one seed for a reason. But I still wouldn't be surprised if the Redskins pull that one off. So, all right. So you do have the Lions, though. I'll go with the Redskins, and Daniel's having a crazy game. They don't know how to lose yet. Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, here's the thing to look at with the Redskins. they've got nothing to lose. They weren't expected to be here.
No,
If they were expected to be here, then you're expected to win. So at this point, if I was a fan of the Redskins, I'd be excited because my team's going further than I didn't expect them to make the playoffs. Did you?
I thought it would be like 2 years, a year to
Yeah,
get together,
exactly.
but
So it was just one of those weird situations where they uh, where they made the playoffs. You know, and if they go further, and like last week they won, so the fans are all excited because they see the future with this team. Now comes this weekend, they're going up to Detroit to play against the Lions, the number one seed. If they lose, we lost. We gave it a good run.
right.
Rookie quarterback, first season. I'd be happy if I was a Redskins fan.
I
Now
would
imagine if they win. Oh, good God. If they
burn the
could
house.
pull this off now as a Redskins fan, I'd be like, this is magical. We've got something good here to build on for the future. You
They,
know?
they're gonna burn the house down. That happens, man.
Oh,
Jeez.
my God. Yeah.
And literally to
I,
speak
I
of
think,
fires, but
yeah.
they got
I
wait,
think the fans would help tear down the old RFK Stadium. They wouldn't have to worry about sending a demolition crew. They'd take care of it themselves.
more than
They'd be so
likely,
excited. 1985 LA Raiders team was my favorite, even though Mark Wilson was a weak link. Yeah, you're not kidding. Just leave it. Redskin games have been close lately. Yeah, they have been. Lions. Everybody's got the Lions, so the
So
birds. Neither one of them are birds.
I want to see them win because they're one of three teams I think that never been to a Super Bowl. I think it's three.
Yeah.
It's never been Super Bowl.
Well,
So
that's why I was kind of hoping for like a Lions Buffalo Bills game because at that point it doesn't matter who wins. You're gonna have somebody that's never won a Super Bowl before. You know. So I like that idea. All right, so now let's move on to Sunday. We get the Rams at the Eagles. I picked the Rams on this one.
nothing Eagles get that one.
The Eagles.
Mhm.
Mm,
Because if they try the same thing against the Eagles that they did against the Minnesota blitz everything, your boy is going to run away.
yeah, another one for the Rams. That's Philly by
Eagles,
50. I don't know about
hey.
that. I don't know about 50.
Well, I'm an avid Rams hater, so
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you're from the LA area and everything. I mean, I get why some of you guys out in the West Coast there aren't going to want to see the Rams win. I totally
well,
get it.
my whole side of my side of the family is all Rams fan, and I just couldn't deal with it no more. It was years ago. That's why I became a Raider fan, but it was years ago.
Yeah.
So every time they lose, I'm like, yeah, good.
So Greg says Eagles realistic, but hopefully the Rams. Birds all the way. Rams are going to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you. I mean,
Possibly.
it is a possibility. I mean, McVay gets that team to play up to the competition. You know, I this is going to be a good one. That's going to be a good game.
The game of the week.
The Bears.
The
You
Bears?
guys have got it rough right now too. The Bears. All right, so now the last game. This is the mother of all games right here this weekend. This is the big one. So, just real quick, back to the Rams and Philly. The downside to that game, it's NBC, so we got to listen to stupid Collinsworth for that game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll mute the TV. So, the last game of the divisional playoffs, Sunday at 6:30 on CBS. It's the Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. Weather could be an issue. They are supposed to get snow.
Yeah.
How much? I'm not sure. So this could be interesting. And if they do have a lot of snow and they can't keep it off the field, then it's going to turn into it's going to have to be a running game. And at that point, I think the edge may go to Baltimore because of Henry.
Mm.
But it also could be the edge to Buffalo with their offensive line, especially Dawkins.
I'm torn between that. It's a toss up for me. I don't know.
I know. This is a tough one.
Depending on the weather, I mean, it is an East Coast game, so it's not like that trouble with the West Coast, but the snow and stuff, that was a toss up for me.
Yeah. I think this is going to be one of those. I said earlier, this is going to be one of those last team with the ball wins
Mm,
type of game. I think this could come down to the wire, especially if the weather's an issue.
yeah,
The teams aren't going to be high flying like the usual. See, when it's shitty weather like that, like snow, the advantage goes to the receiver because the receiver knows where he's going.
right.
So he can make that move when he has to. Your secondary has no clue where that receiver's going, and if they can't stay with them, and when that receiver makes that move, if your foot is somewhat out of place on a slippery surface, you're going down,
Yeah, so you
and you're
make
going to be
that
wide
cut.
open. Yep.
So you make that cut. That's it.
Yep.
So,
So advantage to the receivers on this, or to anybody receiving the ball, whether it's out of the backfield or a tight end or a wide receiver.
I think it's
But
gonna come down to a game of turnovers. Who can't hold that ball because it's gonna be cold. The ball's
and,
gonna be
and that's and
hard.
that's yep,
And it's probably
and that's the other
slippery.
thing.
So it's gonna come down. Who turns it over to less.
Yeah, I'm still gonna take. I did take the Bills, right? Yeah, I'm still taking the Bills on this one because, mainly the reason is the fact that it's a home game for them.
Yeah.
It's still not an easy game overall. Bills realistically, but hopefully Ravens. Yeah, this is kind of a toss up. Most people, this is a 50-50. This is the toughest one to pick, I think, out of this weekend.
Yeah,
I
that's a
really do.
tough one, man. I like I said,
I think,
too many
yeah,
factors involved. We got to
and
see.
they're both evenly matched too, if you think about it. They both are explosive. They both have the potential to score on you at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
You know, you saw 49. Yeah, I mean the 49ers got destroyed. I mean, to the 49ers defense, McCaffrey was still kind of hobbled to begin with coming into that game. Then he injures himself again in that game in the snow. They never should have started him that game, I thought.
He was
I
still
thought that
hurt.
was a bad move on the 49ers part. And I have him in my fantasy league this past season, but I had benched him. I totally I didn't want to take a chance with him. I benched him that week. I forget who I started, but I started someone else. Oh no, McCormick. I think I started McCormick that week, and it paid off for me because I would have gotten like 2 points from McCaffrey because that's all he did in the game. He a couple of
Could you,
runs, and that was it.
can you imagine the 49ers draft Scatterboo and play with McCaffrey?
Oh
Can you fathom that?
no, I don't want him to. I want us to get Scatterbo.
Boy.
Fly Eagles fly, Super Bowl, here we come. I don't know, man. Who are you guys going to draft? I mean, it's tough to really figure that one out right now with the draft until we get a coach and a GM and know what type of players they like.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
I mean, is it Ben Johnson? Is it Pete Carroll? I mean, who knows who it's going to be?
Well,
Everybody's saying the odds-on favorite is Ben Johnson, but that's just the media saying that.
The rumor has it that they offered Ben Johnson a bag of money.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you want to solidify the hottest coach that's out there. I think he's hotter than Vrabel would have been. A lot of teams weren't even going to bother talking to Vrabel because they knew he was going to New England. I mean,
I heard another thing. I heard that Vrabel wants McDummy as his OC.
Yeah, no, that's all over the media over here in New England. That's all I hear too.
Oh,
I'm like, that's fine. Right. You can have him.
We hired Vrabel and he brings in McDummy as OC. I mean, McDummy wasn't really a bad OC. He made some good play calls when he's an OC, but as a head coach, no.
Oh, head coach, he was horrible.
No.
I mean, I don't know why we hired him in the first place. I mean, all you had to do was look back at his tenure in Denver and realize how bad he was as a head coach.
Salute, Turf.
Turf said, "Hey, what's up, Turf? How you doing, brother?"
What's the last? So you got Texans, Bills, Rams, and who else?
Lions. So I picked the Texans, the Bills, the Lions, and the Rams. Those are the four I'm going with.
The only thing I'll change is the Rams and Eagles. The Bills and the Bills and Ravens, man, this is a toss-up. I had food.
Yeah, I told you that's definitely out of the four games. That is the toughest one to try and pick.
I mean,
If the Chiefs lose this weekend, how happy you all are going to be? Oh, I'm going to be
oh, we're
ecstatic.
gonna party, man. Ooh.
Yeah. If Turf's not doing a live show of that, I will get on at the end of that game if they lose, and you're going to see me smile from ear to ear. I'm going to be as happy as I can be.
I'm buying virtual drinks for everybody. Oh, man.
Let's see. I'm not sold on Ben Johnson, man. He's going to be like Josh McDaniels. I hope not. But again, I wouldn't be upset if it ends up being Pete Carroll. I really wouldn't.
I don't think so. I don't think so because some of the players they talk about Ben Johnson, and he's more sociable than McDermott was. You know, he talked to players. You can see him on the sideline. You can see him on the sideline talking to his players.
The players hated him, McDum-Dum. They
yeah. I think yeah. But Ben Johnson
too much of a hard ass too. You know, I know this. You know, today's today's day and age. I know it's a different situation with the player coach relationship. You know, some players just need to be coddled. You know, it's that generation. But it's I get you have to be hard nosed and you got to be a strict coach and everything, but Jesus Christ, at least be human in some manner with the players. If they don't like you, then you got to do something to change that, or you're not going to be coaching for long, as we saw.
These are grown ass men that makes a lot of money. This is not high school. You can't talk to. You can't talk in a certain way. Some of them you have to baby. Some of them you have to talk a little tough to. But you can't just my way or no way. You can't do that. Not today's world.
I gotta take these while I'm thinking of I think I'm starting to come down with a goddamn cold again.
Well, according to China, doing lines of cocaine.
Wow. Good offensive coordinators don't make good head coaches. Not necessarily. There's some out there that get the job done. You got to give them a chance at some point.
Like Dave was an OC before he became head coach. So
you like the Raiders? Yeah, I don't know what gave it away. The fact that there's Raider logos all over my backdrop and on my shirt, and his name is Christopher Raiders, and mine says Raiders in it.
Actually, we're Chiefs fan. We're just on the cover right now.
yeah. We're infiltrating. He said we're having a party. Let's see. Well, according to Chandler Jones, McDaniels was doing lines of cocaine in Vegas. Whatever. He's not part of us anymore. Who cares?
Yeah.
And Chandler Jones isn't the most reliable source either. I mean, the guy went off the deep end after the 2022 season. He was with us. 2020. Was he with us in 23?
He was a 22.
He was here at the start of 23, and then
they released.
He just yeah.
No, just wait, 24. Yeah, 23. I'm saying.
I would take what Chandler Jones says with a grain of salt. I wouldn't consider that a reliable source.
No, he wasn't nothing.
Not at all. Hey, if Turf does a show, you coming on tonight, Chris?
Yeah, I'll be here. Matter of fact, I'm about to leave in about 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll show up. Yeah. Is he coming on tonight? Turf, are you coming on?
I don't know. I don't know if he's still here. I know a lot of these guys tend to bounce in and say hey, and then they go about their day.
Yeah.
Probably signed in from work too. If he does it tonight, I'll be there. I know my guy LV Ray at 10 wants to get in there too.
Yeah, I'll be on night. Well, what time? Like no more time, right?
Yeah.
I missed the show last night. I didn't know it was on. I was so enamored doing other things. Like, oh man, I missed my boy, Jeff.
Yeah, we're back on Thursdays now. I think what we want to do with that show is probably, I don't know when we want to do it. Maybe not until after the draft. Take some time off from it because after the draft, it's going to calm down even more. A lot of these shows will start to calm down. You'll see guys, switching gears.
It'll be kind of dead for a while after the draft.
It will be because after the draft, you'll have maybe a week or two of content, of people doing shows talking about the players we drafted, and news that comes out, the contracts. But then after that, it kind of OT.
After that's usually like a free agent signing here and there. So
Yeah, so I think we're going to knock it down to like maybe every other week for a little while. Once OTAs start, some news might pop. But the big thing is once mid-July comes and teams start reporting for training camp, look at me. I'm already wishing the summer was here.
Geez.
You know,
Me too, because it's cold out here. I'm freezing.
it's either Coliseum or Allegiant Stadium. I can't answer that. I've never been to either one of them. I've been to the LA Coliseum, but
Yeah,
not
me
for
too.
a game. But I've been to the stadium itself.
I've been at Coliseum for like 5 games. So
Have you been to Allegiant yet, Chris?
no, I'm going this weekend. I'm not this weekend. This June, my daughter's birthday. She wants 21. She wants to be in Vegas. So
You gotta do
yeah,
the tour.
I'm trying to get to where they do those tours. I don't know if they're
Yeah,
gonna be labeled in, but I want to see it. I
yeah.
can't. I can't afford the ticket prices right now. Like,
I do know everybody that I know personally that has gone to the tour, like club members that are going out there. They've all said the same thing. It's definitely worth the money to do it because they take care of you while you're there. I mean, you get to see a lot of cool stuff. I mean, you're in the actual Raiders locker room.
oh
That's all part of the tour, and I mean, it's just it's unbelievable. Plus, it's a beautiful stadium. It's it's the nicest one in the NFL right now,
yeah.
by far. You know, it's one of the newest ones. The next newest one is going to be Buffalo. They're doing pretty good with building that one.
Wait, was SoFi built before Legion, or was it? Oh, it was built before.
About the same time, I thought that they
Uh,
were both finished around the same time. Didn't they just didn't? I thought they opened both at the same. Oh no,
I think SoFi was open
it's not.
first.
They are the newest one. I think they opened the year after ours did. If I'm not, I'd have to look it up. I'm
Boy,
not
did
100% positive,
well, that's an
but I
ugly.
know it was pretty close in time frame.
That's an ugly stadium. I've been there. That's an ugly stadium.
I don't agree with the layout of it. I mean, it's a dome, but yet it's not. That's like that game we played against them, and we got that when Gruden was still here, and we got that nasty thunderstorm right through there. And you see the camera looking at Gruden, and he's pointing up. He goes, "Are we in a dome?" And everybody had to get off the field.
It's kind of
How
open
about
out.
those?
It's kind of open on the edges. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, yeah. How about them Chiefs? You missed it, Daniel A. Because we were picking games, and I know I went Houston. I know it's probably still going to be the Chiefs, but I can dream.
All right, Jeff.
Quite a few picked Houston.
All right, Jeff. I'll see you tonight. Let me get out of here. The Raiders and Chief fans. You guys take care. We'll see y'all later.
All right, thanks for popping on, Chris. You have a good day, brother.
You too.
So shout out to Bo Jackson from Alabama. Yeah, man, that's a shame what happened with him. How his career got cut short like that. There's a guy that I honestly believe that if he would have played football full time and not even touch baseball, what could have been there. It's a shame. I mean, even if he played baseball full time and not football, he'd be one of the best. He'd be in the Hall of Fame already for baseball. He'd be in the Hall of Fame probably for football too. To be honest with you, Raiders won't make it to the Super Bowl. They'll burn down in California where they were originally from. That's not cool. That's not cool. What's up, Arnie? I knew you'd be here at some point, Arnie. How you doing, brother? Yeah, shout out to everybody that's out in the LA area. Be careful out there. Stay safe. Check on your family and friends. Make sure everybody's okay. If you're given the order to evacuate, do it. Get your shit and get out. Items can be replaced. Lives can't. We've lost too many lives already. And like I said the other day on my show, you see a fire truck coming that's heading in that area, move out of the way, let them get by so they can get to where they need to go to help stop this. I feel for everybody out there. Me myself being a former firefighter, it's tough to watch what they're going through out there. I've never had to deal with fucking wildfires like that, but goddamn, that's insane out there. Jeff, what is your dream scenario for the off season in your opinion? There's a lot. There's a lot to that. Ben Johnson is our head coach. Robert Saleh is our defensive coordinator. We bring in an assistant OC. Ben Johnson calls all the plays. We get Cotter in the draft. somebody calls looking for Max and we get a shit ton of draft picks for him, preferably first this year and a first next year and possibly a second this year. Carter would pretty much take the role that Max had at that point. Then we'd have to see what Kuntz does. So you'd have Kuntz, you'd have Chason, you'd have Carter. We need a quarterback, so let's say we take Dart. We need a running back. I hope we get a free agent, Najee Harris, offensive guard from Kansas City. What was his name? Howard. I forget his name now. And Scatterbo is our rookie running back, along with McCormick and Abdul back. They keep Abdul as that older veteran presence. God, I could go on. Wide receiver, which we'll need. You don't want T. Higgins. He's going to be too much money, I think. T. Higgins is going to cost way, way, way too much. I guess, that would be my dream scenario right now. Notice my dream scenario doesn't include grabbing either Shaw Sanders or Ward. I want nothing to do with either one of them. I don't think they're worthy of losing draft picks to move up to grab them, and I really don't think either one of them are going to fall to 6. There's too many teams that need a quarterback. There's definitely so many needs out there, so many teams that need them. That's probably about the only dream scenario I can think of, Arnie. Other than that, I'm kind of think I'm at the end on that one. Let me see. Where are we at here? So we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. Would you consider Cooper if we can't get Godwin? I wouldn't mind Amari Cooper coming back. Why not? It's not going to cost us a ton of money. I can tell you that right now. He'll come on the cheaper side. Will he want to come back here? That's the question. We may have to throw him a few extra bucks to get him to come here, but we'll see. I honestly don't know. I would take him though. If we offer and he takes it, I'm not denying that. I'll take him back all day long. How about Mac with Kala? I'm done with Mac. Mac is. I know he's still got a lot left in the tank and everything, but he's gonna want some money. Plus his age. What's he, 33, 34 now? That's a little long in the tooth for a defensive end. Crosby's been here 5 years now, so it's like, I don't know. I don't see us bringing Mac back here. I can't. I don't think he'd want to come back here, to be honest with you. Josh Sweat or Kuntz Chason, who would you sign? Right now, I would grab the proven commodity and Chason. I saw what he did for us, and he looks like he wants to be here. He would be my priority as Chason. He's already familiar with the players that are on this roster. The ones that aren't free agents, obviously, because they're going to possibly all be leaving. I didn't want to do that. Why did I do that? There we go. Yeah, I think Chason would be the one out of those three that I would want to make sure that, are still here comes next season. What else you got, Arnie? I know you're usually good with questions. You fired them off right away. I love it. But it's going to be interesting. Would you keep Hobbs or Jones? Jones, no. Hobbs, yes. I don't think Jones is not going to feel welcomed here without AP here. That's just my feeling on how he's going to handle the situation now that AP's gone. I wouldn't be surprised if Jones tries to go wherever AP is or wherever Daniel Graham goes. I forget, is Jones a free agent right now? Let me see. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. We're up. Secondary. I don't think he is he? Epps is. Epps can go. Mooring we need back. No, Jack Jones isn't a free agent, is he? Same Webb. Hobbs. Isaiah Palomar. Oh, we definitely got to re-sign Palomar. I mean, he showed a lot at the end of the season down the stretch. Yeah, so Jack Jones, he's under contract. He's not going to go anywhere. Both Hobbs and Jones can go. Yeah, I want Palomar to come back. Would you trade or cut Jones, Minshew, White, and James? I would try and trade Minshew and James. Only because someone will still want a quarterback out there, and he still could be useful in the right scheme. Andre James, someone again is still going to want to look for a center. I mean, he could be serviceable for another team. Not going to get much from him, either one of them. But I wouldn't be opposed to letting them both walk, in a trade. I would cut Jones and Zamir White. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done with him. Absolutely done with him. Um, he showed flashes at the end of 2023 season, and then supposedly put on all this muscle weight and everything. And like Leo said, we got catfish by him. It looked good. We thought we were going to have something good with him, and it just didn't pan out. I would be surprised if the Raiders could get 2 first-round picks for Crosby, especially after the injury. Yeah, but barring the injury, even with the injury, I still think this is the last real chance the Raiders are going to get value for Max right now from this situation. If teams are looking to trade for him, that's why I'm saying it's like if the offer is too good if somebody offers us, I mean, someone could still offer us 2 first rounds if they think he is the ultimate final piece of the puzzle for them to win. Like let's say it is Detroit in the Super Bowl and they lose because their front line, the defensive front just couldn't get in the backfield to disrupt the quarterback and stop the run. And they feel as though that him playing opposite Aiden Hutchinson is worth the move. Even though it's going to be a high draft pick, it's going to be the 32nd or the 31st pick. I'd still take it. I would still do it. Let's see, Spillane or Zach on for priority. Oh, definitely Spillane. Spillane without a doubt. I mean, I don't want to lose him. No way do I want to lose Spillane. He's been too valuable this year. He's that other vocal leader on the defense, opposite of Max. Definitely don't want to lose him. Not at all. Oh, this is new. Is this real? Just sort of breaking news thing here. Ron Rivera is interviewing for the Raiders head coach today, per Albert Breer. That'd be interesting. Doesn't mean I'd want him. I mean, I respect him as a coach. I definitely wouldn't want him. We have to get a Cowboys haul like Walker. Yeah, you're never going to see another draft like that again, brother. Absolutely not. That was a once in a lifetime deal there. Good man. Good man. Go Raiders. Thanks, buddy. Would you sign Mooring or Holland? Mooring. Get serious. We'll get serious about what? Rivera? Yeah, it's him and Robert Sala today. I knew Sala, but I never heard anything about Rivera until just now when I saw Nate put that in our group message. I was like, all right, that's a new one to me. Kind of shocked, actually. I thought we were going to be done with the head coaches. I don't like the fact that we're still interviewing so many head coaches because that doesn't make me feel good here. Makes me wonder if there's something that's making them want to keep looking through head coaching. You know, um, so we're gonna vote Ron Rivera. Go Broncos. Yep. Yeah. Go on vacation because that's where they're going. I was a solid interview. I don't know if they had it already. I don't know what time that was scheduled for. I just know it was today. And again, it's East Coast time for me. It's 4 o'clock, so it's only 1 o'clock out there. So I don't know if they had a morning meeting or an afternoon one. I'm sure we'll hear about it by tonight. It'll come up. Go Raiders. Mohammed. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite team: Raiders, Patriots, Broncos, and Dallas Cowboys. All right. Oh, I appreciate you're a Raiders fan. That number 2 and 3 team. Oh, dude, really? A division rival and a team that pretty much most Raider fans hate, especially the one that's on this screen right now, me, because I live in New England and I hate the Patriots with a freaking passion. Can't stand them. Even though Tom Brady's part owner of this team and this organization now, um, if he were to walk in the room, I would still punch him in the face because I just despise him that much as a player. You know, thank you for being part owner. Hope you help right this ship and get us going in the right direction. But I would still punch you in the face regardless, just because shit you did in the past, and I just don't like you for that. Yeah, it came out like an hour ago. Okay. Let me QV. Yeah, where's my guy that's always on here? AOC 12 that comes in the chat all the time. I haven't seen him. I need to see my boy. Man, he must be off running drills and practice and getting ready for next season so he can be a starter. Is McDermott going to be? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's who Vrabel supposedly wants as his offensive coordinator. Fine by me. Keep him there with you, so we don't have to even entertain the thought of bringing that douchebag in here. Want nothing to do with that guy ever again. We have to do our due diligence and make sure we go through most guys. I get that, but again, like this one out of nowhere, Ron Rivera. I mean, I wasn't expecting that one. You know, not that I would have an issue with it. I mean, as a player, he's won a Super Bowl. He did show success when he was coaching in Carolina for a short time before they stunk again, and seemed like he was doing the right things in Washington with the Redskins, but they just didn't want to deal with it. Where am I from? I live in Rhode Island. I'm in the New England on the East Coast area. If you look it up on the map, I'm that tiny little state that's squished between Connecticut and Massachusetts. That's where I'm at. Let's see. What players are you looking at in the national championship game? I honestly don't know. I mean, I can't wait to watch the game just because it's going to be the two best in the college ranks playing each other. Um, I don't think I'm sold on either quarterback. You know, Again, I honestly don't know if there's a specific player that I'm kind of looking at. I mean, I'll have to wait and see. Joel, I'll walk on. I said this earlier during the season when we were just so god awful. I said I'm waiting for the Raiders to put the sign up at Intramountain facility there that says open tryouts this weekend. Come one, come all positions open. That's how bad we needed depth and players because of injuries and shit. He isn't that good. Nation, what's up, Raider Ryan? How you doing, buddy? He was probably on their list, but obviously at the tail end of that list. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It was kind of like a, it was kind of like a surprise when I saw the name pop up. I was like, really? He was probably on their list, but obviously at the bottom of that list. Yeah, he just did that twice. How that? Salute Ryan. Please don't like a spot. No, gee, thanks. Some people are ridiculous. Will Howard, Ohio wide receiver. Henderson, Ohio State defense has some dogs. Yeah, Howard as a quarterback, I guess. Isn't that the quarterback for Notre Dame, right? I know at one point during the season, Leo was saying, "No, you don't want our quarterback. You don't be mentioning his name. You don't want our quarterback." So I don't know if he still feels that way now that they're playing for the national championship because obviously he did enough to get him there or help get him there. I don't know. It's Leonard. That's what it is. Then it was Leonard. I mean, most of the players, we've been talking about that. We'd like to see the Raiders grab. They're already all out of the playoffs. They're out of them running for the college championship. Scadabo's out. Abdul Is out. I don't think Michigan were they even in it? Michigan? I don't think they were. They weren't that good this year. I know that. It might be a great pick in the fifth or sixth round. Yeah, I mean, talk about waiting for a quarterback, right? Jefferson has good running backs. Love running back. What's your name? Good too. Yeah, Junkins I've heard a lot about too. I know LV rated 10 and Jay brought him up quite a bit. I don't want us reaching for a running back in the first round either. And again, there's three players I don't want us to really take, and that's Sanders, Ward, and Genty. I don't see Genty being the right fit. I mean, he could be. I'm not saying he's not going to be, but it's not. I don't want to waste a sixth pick on him. Basically, I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, that's if it's Ben Johnson's our coach. Until then, we won't know what he's going to want to do. Let's see. Yeah, to Will Howard versus Riley Leonard matchup. Cool guy. I just can't wait till we just nail a coach and just move on. It's time. It's time. Just tired of this wait. That's the downside to when teams make the playoffs like this. That with the chance for them to go deep, you're kind of screwed. You got to wait for them to finish their run and then go from there. It's an hour and a half now. Debating how long I really wanted to stay on for today. Let's see. Johnson absolutely relies on the running game. Yeah, no, definitely. I get that part. But can he accomplish that with picks in later rounds, to facilitate that? Maybe Raiders interview Rivera for a possible deal. I mean, that could be it. Well, I mean, I would also think that if Salah's not going to be the head coach candidate, say we pick, Johnson, could that be a name that they throw to Johnson saying, hey, what about him for your DC? Rivera too. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't heard him get any other interviews other than I think he interviewed with the Jets. I think it was. I don't know who else he's interviewed with. As far as position coaches, I would keep right now. There's only one that I would like to see us keep. Actually, I'll take that back too. Leonard, who's the defensive line coach, and Philbin, the offensive line coach. What Philbin did with that offensive line since he took over after Getsy and the other idiots were fired, just proved to me that he can make changes and get these guys playing the way that they should have been playing all season. So like it was it's a coach that I wanted to say stay. I wanted to see stay with the team. Um, and the other one I had said that I wish would stay would have been Patrick Graham, but he doesn't want to be here anymore. And I mean, I get it, you know, especially now that I don't even think they interviewed him for the head coaching position. You know, if they did, it had to be at the very beginning. I don't remember. Love Dale is DC. My God, please. Salah. Yeah, I would love Salah. I really would. I mean, shit, I'd even take him as the head coach, to be honest with you. I think he would be number 3 on my list right now for coaches. I still think the odds-on favorite is definitely Ben Johnson, and I think number 2 would be Pete Carroll. I seriously think Pete Carroll is the second best right now, with probably solid number 3. If we started with AOC and the Turners all season, what I'll say right now, it wouldn't be 4 wins. It would be a hell of a lot more wins, because that means the offensive line would have been changed. Um, the only weakness we still would have had though would have been our running back room. We still would have been behind the 8 ball with that room for sure. Quarterback room. Uh, I guess if Minshew is going to be a backup, I guess that wouldn't be a bad backup, but don't count it in to start every week for sure. Um, how many wins would we have? I could probably see us with maybe 4 more wins, possibly 8. Possibly up to 8. But I still wouldn't hold my breath on that. I mean, again, the defense did keep us in games. Our offense still was able to move the ball. Um, I mean, I guess it really does depend on if it would have been that way from the start. Does that mean that Devontae Adams is still here because he wanted AOC to be the one throwing the ball and not fucking Gardner Minshew? So does that change the Devontae Adams issue? And if it does, and he's still here, then that makes him on number 1. That puts Jacoby on the opposite side, and it's you got Brock Bowers out there. That changes the whole dynamic of this offense from what we ended with. So, would 8 wins be out of the question? No. No. Would we make the playoffs? No. No. I think you would have seen us probably beat Kansas City, one out of those 2, for sure. I think you would have seen us beat the Chargers at least one. Denver, I don't know, because yeah, maybe the first game we could have beat that. We could have gone. We could have gone 500 in the division. I think it would totally be a different season for us. I'll tell you right now, we wouldn't be looking for a head coach more like it, because if AP came in here and he took us to an 8-win season, but we're showing some heck of a progress. We wouldn't have the number 6 pick though. That's the other thing. So I agree 100%. Monkey is number 2. Yeah, I mean, you can throw him in that mix too, but I still think Pete Carroll is the more proven out of all these coaches that are coming in. What would happen if we started Minshew with Getsy calling plays all year? We'd be lucky if we won 2 games. Monkey with Milrow could be a solid duo. Isn't he the one that's going back in next year? Because didn't he? I don't know. I do, but not as much as I should. Um, I've watched it. I will say this: I've watched it a little bit more this year than I have in the past year. That's for sure. There was a time where I didn't watch it at all. Like the only time I would ever watch anything college would have been like the bowl games, and that was back when they were like, just like a small handful of bowl games. Now there's the fucking Pepto Bismol Bowl. I mean, there's all these stupid ass bowls everywhere, and all it is about making money. Alabama QB. Carson Beck and Drew Ally going another year. That I knew Ally was going back then. That's what it was. It was Beck. Um, well, I don't know. Do you have a favorite college football team? Not really. Um, I mean, everybody would probably that doesn't watch football, college football would probably end up saying someone like Notre Dame or Michigan. You know, they'd all hit the big schools. Um, you know what it is? I think a lot of it too is where I'm at. There's no big college teams around here. The biggest college team around here is in basketball, and that's Providence College and URI. URI's football team's mid. You know, Boston College, I guess, would be the closest to me. That would be anything interesting. I mean, we do have Brown University, but they haven't been good in I don't know how long. Let's see. Who do you want as coach and QB for the Raiders? Coach, I mean, at this point, I would take Ben Johnson. QB, I want to see AOC 12 get the legit shot. That's I've been in his corner all season long. Oregon Ducks, yeah. See, I knew who that was. Milrow, Ewers, Jackson Dot, Will Howard, Dylan Gabriel's coming out this year. Yeah, there's a name you haven't heard since he got knocked out of the college playoffs was Gabriel. It's been quiet about him, huh? I wonder why. For basketball, yeah, Friars fan. They get a good hockey team too. Um, yeah, I follow them. I mean, I was around, when Rick Pitino was the coach. You know, so I mean, they've been a popular. They usually in the top 25 for a good chunk of the season. Usually, um, they have their spurts where they just suck for a few years and then they come right back in it again. Oh, what's up, LV Rated 10? Make sure you guys go over to LV Rated 10, his channel on YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe on his too, please. Let's see. Still a solid pick for the fourth or fifth rounds. Oh, I'm not denying that. It's just you haven't heard the name come out much at all. That's why. What's up, SoCal Sal? What's up, brother? How you doing? What am I? I'm at an hour and almost 50. I'm probably going to shut this down at 2 hour mark. Had enough today. I'll be on tonight too at some point if Turf does the show. If Turf doesn't do the show when no one else is on, I might come back in. See if anybody wants to hop on. No, there's probably another Chief Chargers or Broncos fan. So who do you guys want to see as our coach? Let me ask you that. Who's your odds-on favorite? See what you guys think. So right now, interviews have been with Sala, Ron Rivera today, Johnson, Pete Carroll. We did do Monken already. Am I missing any? Johnson is the guy. Raider Paulinus with the Raiders. Yeah, most hopeful guy. Me too. Yeah, we probably could. Flores. Did he come in too for an interview? Right? He did, didn't he? What's up, brother? So, anybody else got anyone else for a coach that they prefer or want to see us hire? We've got a Ben Johnson, from my opinion, there. Anyone? Anyone besides me, Leo, and Jay in LV10? I think we could do a hell of a job coaching this team. that one That's not going to be a good thing. You know, it's a head coach that can call a game. Well, I guess the four of us are out then. That's the end of that. All right. Nice try, LV10, but we're done. Hello, Uncle. Ben Johnson. Rate of Paul saying Ben Johnson. My opinion said Ben Johnson. So that's 2 for him so far. I'm on board with Ben Johnson. Definitely. Southeast Asia. Wow, I'm really reaching today, huh? Damn. I would take Johnson, Carol Munkin, Dark Horse, Brian Flores. Yeah, I could see that. I could see one of those four. Funny you didn't put Salah in that group, huh? Salute my opinion. Salute LB. Hey, Paul. Everybody's sleeping on Will Howard. Just saying. I don't think everybody's sleeping on him. It's just, it's not the popular look right now, I guess, or the popular talk. You know, I'm just glad the whole Ward Sanders shit has calmed down, and the whole tanking talk is over now too. You know, that you know what, that's probably one of the things that pissed me off more than the fact that we couldn't win games in Minshew's time was the tank talk with so many people that were in favor of us tanking. I just, you're a Raiders fan. You don't wish your team or want your team to lose. I don't care. I don't care if you're vying for the number one pick to get a, you know, the likes of a Bo Jackson. I don't give a shit. You play and win. That's it. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Rumor is Niners want to make Salah highest paid DC. Yeah, true. They do need a defensive coordinator. They did shit Ken Theirs. I mean, I could see him going there. I really could. Um, hmm. You know, the other thing that makes Vegas interesting or intriguing to owners and shit, coaches, don't forget it's tax-free state too. So, I mean, that helps too, especially with these multi-million-dollar contracts and shit. Some mock drafts I have got Ward at number 6. Oh, I know it's a possibility they still could fall to us. I definitely get that. Um, I don't want it to happen, but it definitely could. I definitely get it. I just I'm done with either one of those two quarterbacks coming in here. I can't. I just I don't know. What's this? Oh, shit. Hold on. I'll put my old man glasses on. No, this just came in. I just got sent this from someone in the black hole. Tom Brady plans to. Came from Victor 4. Tom Brady plans to stay with Fox for the duration of his 10-year broadcasting contract, despite the growing role with the Raiders. His agent Don Yee said. So I was kind of hoping he was going to bail on that contract and just stick with the Raiders full time. Man, that would suck because this impacts how much he can actually interact with players, uh, on the team, like in the locker room, in practice, training camp, shit like that. Uh, yeah, I know he's not going to give up that massive contract, but I mean, could he still stand to make more money being part owner of this team? You know, settle for, you know, a payout. You know, settle up with Fox and get the hell out of it. Personally, I think he sucks as an analyst. He's horrible. He's not good at all. I think we finally found something that Tom Brady's horrible at, and it's that and marriage. He was over get $375 million contract. Yeah, you get to play for you get to pay for his share of the Raiders somehow. Yeah, true, he does, but he's also going to make money on that. It's an investment. He's going to get some return on that, which is why people are like, oh, this is him. He could be sabotaging the team. He invested money into this team. He's not going to try and sabotage it. He's going to lose money. What kind of stupid business owner is that? You don't do that shit. That's dumb. So what's up, Anthony? Tom Brady is part owner of the Raiders to try and make sure Mahomes doesn't catch him. I actually like him now. At first, he was unsure of himself. I don't despise him as much as I used to living here in New England. But it's like I've said before. I wouldn't. I still wouldn't. I would still punch him in the face if he walked in. Plain and simple. I don't like him still because of his tenure here in New England. I have to deal with his bullshit. But now that he's part owner, I'm kind of warming up to the fact that he's part of us. I guess I know it's painful to say, it really is. But what are you going to do? We got to deal with it. Mark Davis made a deal with him. He's part owner of this team. We're gonna have to fucking live with it, But not much we can do at this point. Let's see. All right, so everybody's pretty much on board with Ben Johnson is coming in as a possible coach. All right, I can live with that. I just want to start getting into talking about the draft and free agency and shit. And it's tough to do that until we know what's going on with the coach. So I think I'm going to call it a night for now, or an afternoon. It's 4:30 my time here. If Turf does his show, actually, I can look and see right now if he's scheduled it already. Let's see. Because if he's going to do his show tonight, I will definitely be on there. Hey, he doesn't have anything scheduled yet. He's probably still at work. Probably do it when he gets home. But yeah. So if I do go on there, it'll be streaming on my channel too. So if you hit that notification, you'll see whenever I go on. I tend to just do these pop-ups like this. Just get on for a couple hours in the middle of the afternoon, try and get some more of the East Coast people on, because a lot of my shows that I do with the other guys are at night, 10 o'clock my time here on the East Coast. A lot of these guys on the West Coast, on the East Coast, are already getting ready to go to bed. So by getting on this early, I can get some of my East Coast peeps on here to watch the show and interact. I don't get it. You must be talking to Sal. Brady being an analyst is like you having turtles in the bathroom doors locked. Oh, I get it. Totally. Yeah, exactly. It's horrible, dude. And people give Romo shit for being so bad. I think Romo's good, to be honest with you. I don't have a problem with Tony Romo. But damn. What's up, Shane? How you doing, brother? Let's see. I'm so excited for what we're doing. We are going to get better. I mean, it's there's only one way up from the complete disaster and shit show it's been, for the last 20 years, basically, especially this last season. Can't get much worse than what we were. I mean, we could be 0-8, 0-17, but it still doesn't get much worse than how this season went. It was just the injuries and lack of depth and just so much bullshit. That's right, you're East Coast. I forgot about that. Were you Jersey, right? Are you down in Jersey? Somewhere down that way, I thought. Let's see, Wayne Schultz, what's up? Yeah, go Lions. I picked the Lions this weekend for sure. But secretly, a lot of Raider fans want to see the Lions lose, so we can get into better talks with Ben Johnson. Hello, what's up, Eagles fan? Eagles fan, you're not gonna like me too much, but I took the Rams against you. Sorry, Bella. Lions versus Texans is my dream Super Bowl. Yeah, I kind of like that because again, it's the same thing as if the Bills make it. Someone that's never won it's gonna win it. Both teams have never been in it. And the other big thing is that means the Chiefs aren't in it too, which means Texans win this weekend. I picked the Texans for this weekend. I'm in Jersey. Yeah, I thought you said that before, Shane. I remember you saying you were in New Jersey. When they said we would not win more than 6 games, I found that so funny 6 months ago. I predicted no more than 5 at the beginning of the season. I picked us at 5. I didn't think we were going to be good at all. I didn't think we were going to be this bad. Like what was put on the field and just the idiocy of how we played was just absolutely god awful. No, it's still anything can happen, but we will win. Oh, I'm sure you will, but I just think the Rams. The Rams have definitely got potential to pull that game off, whether it's in Philly or not. So, I mean, I still think you guys are going to win, but I did pick the Rams. I went out on a limb and picked them. Let's see. Shout out to Jersey Shore. Salute, Shane. Thanks. Just Raiders, baby. Let's go. Yep. Salute. I'm going with the Rams. Yeah. See. Well, you're a Jersey guy, so you're close, not that far from Philly. So I can see why you wouldn't want the Eagles either. Too. I got it. They're gonna be difficult to beat. Yeah. When you have a booster club get together, is it a state rated bar? No. Um, we are in the majority of the members of our booster club are in Rhode Island, but we cover the whole New England region. So we do have a lot of Massachusetts members. We've got Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. We've got some from New York, Canada. So I mean, we kind of are all over. But when we get together to watch games or do off-season events, they're usually in or around Rhode Island, Massachusetts. But the mainstay for Sunday's games, we go to the Providence Firefighters Hall in Providence, Rhode Island. It's right off of 95. It's so easy to get to. It's more centrally located for everybody, no matter what state they're coming from. So that we go to that bar. It's a full-service bar. This season, they had food up until the last 2 weeks of the season. They had an independent person running the kitchen, and then the guy just vanished. So the club on week 17, the club itself, we used the club money. We bought pizza for everybody that was there for the club. The last game of the season, this is something we're going to do every year now. We did a massive potluck. We threw it together in like 2 days, and we had so much food. It was awesome. And we had a huge turnout too. We had well over 40, almost 50 people show up for it. So I think we're going to do that every year, the last game of the season. So it was a good time. But yeah, that's what we do for our games, Anthony. I mean, if you go to my links, if you go to the link tree one, I can put it up here real quick. If you go to that link, the link tree, that'll take you to all our social media platforms. Now, on those platforms will also be our website, and you'll see the location of where we meet up. If it's not on there, let me know. It should be on there. But we are a fully recognized, or we were until they moved to Vegas, recognized booster club for the Raiders. When the Raiders.com used to have the booster page, we used to be on there. We just celebrated our 20th year this year. So if you're in the New England area, look us up. We're glad to have you. Let's see, Rams are a great team, but the only reason they beat the Vikings is because the Vikings offensive line had more holes in them than Tupac. Oh, that's a rough one. Like Stafford is going to be clutch on road again. Remember against the Bucks when he did that? Yeah. Stafford is good on the road. I'm also from New Jersey, but the New York teams are too ass to support. Yeah, Giants and Jets. Yeah. This is my first season watching anyway. Started watching back in week 7. I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, or even if you're a new Eagles fan, I mean, you're watching them at a good time, which is a good thing. They're at least relevant. Any chance the Raiders trade Max Crosby? I've been saying this for weeks. Um, if teams come calling, you're listening. You don't reject any offers, and you explore every possible option. If we trade him, you know what? It's been a great 5 years with us, Max. We appreciate what you did for us, but 2 first-round picks, one pick this year, one pick next year, it's too tough to pass up. Sorry, brother. You know, after your contract runs out with whoever we're trading you to, hopefully by that time we're in the position to win a Super Bowl. We can bring you back and you can retire a Raider with a Super Bowl. That's how I look at it. He's definitely a once a Raider, always a Raider type of guy. I mean, shit, the guy's got the fucking logo tattooed on his body. I would bring him back in the future. Why not? Especially if we're that close to winning it. Bring him back for a couple of years, even if he doesn't have to be out there every goddamn play. He could be a spot player out there. I'd like to see him retire a Raider. I would respect that. I think a lot of people would welcome him back, just like everybody welcomed Charles Woodson back when he came back. I mean, it was like he never left. Everybody loved the guy. Max is that type of player. Everybody loves him. I wouldn't mind seeing him go and win one. Like, say, Detroit comes calling. Taking it. Yeah, send him to the Beats. The Bears. No, we did that once already with Mac. No. Had to be a fake Eagles fan. Feels good being clean and admitting I'm silver and black. And you're young too, so hopefully you see the turnaround. You're around to see it for long term. I'm 40 plus years since I've seen us win the Super Bowl. Give you Allen. Unless he demands a trade, Max will probably stay. No, you're probably right, but you got to look at he's going to probably want to rework his contract because he's out of guaranteed money. So who knows what's going to happen there with that? They're going to try and rework his contract, get him guaranteed money, or is the better option for him to be traded somewhere where he can sign a new contract or rework his contract with that team so they take on the full cap instead of us and get him his guaranteed money for, this will be the last contract he's going to get big money for or guaranteed. I'm hoping Max stays, but no one above the shield. Absolutely. I read an article that Dan Quinn is interested in Crosby. Oh, I'm sure a lot of teams would be interested in Crosby. We'll never know until someone comes calling and it's put out there, the public to know. Let's see. Washington wants him. I've been reading. Like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of teams out there that would take him in a hot beat. I'm very handsome. Gee, thanks. Again, I say it again. No one above the shield. Only the 2 Ravens will beat the Bills. That's such a tough game to pick, man. Reached all the way out to Uzbekistan. Damn. Okay. Well, welcome aboard. Bills over Ravens. I went with the Bills, and I'm only taking the Bills because they're at home. If they were playing in Baltimore, probably would have done the same. Probably went with Baltimore. I think the home field advantage is huge. If Ravens get Zay Flowers back, Ravens definitely win. If not, I would still put it in Ravens. But it will be tough. Yeah, that game is just going to be by far the best game. That's why it's Sunday night's game. Didn't go this season, but last year I went to this bar in Alhambra, light straight Raider bar. You got to wear black or no entry. We went from like afternoon games, so around all televisions, go to the game. Yeah, that's how we are too. I mean, we're not the strict. If you don't wear black, you can't come in. As long as you're wearing something Raiders and you're a Raider fan, we're not. Besides, it's not our bar. It's the Providence firefighters, like the retired firefighters in the union. They own the facility. It just so happened that one of the guys that's in the club is a retired Providence firefighter, and he talked to them about us going there, and we've been there now. This is our 4th year there. This was our 4th season there. Yeah, I mean, if you come in wearing purple and pink or whatever, I don't care. I'm the president of the club. I ain't gonna throw your ass out. The past president used to give people shit for wearing blue jeans. He still does, even though he's not the president. He still busts their balls for wearing blue jeans. But I mean, most of us all wear black when we go there anyway, or like I'll have a gray T-shirt on. It still all coincides with the Raider colors no matter what. Ravens for sure winning. Ravens over Bills. Rams over Eagles. Skins over Lions. And Texans over the Chiefs. Hopefully Texans over Chiefs. Yep. That's what I'm praying for. Let's hope we get a Bills versus Lions or Texans versus Lions. To be honest with you, I really don't honestly care who makes the Super Bowl as long as it's not the Chiefs. I could care less about the NFC or the AFC other than the Chiefs. I don't want them in there. So done with them. Come on. Skins won't beat the Lions. No, I mean, they could. I mean, they definitely could. I'm not saying it's not a possibility. If Ravens had prime Ray Lewis for the rest of the postseason, will the Ravens win the Super Bowl? I mean, fucking Ray Lewis hasn't played in, 10 years? Would he make that much of a difference on defense? Yeah, probably. I mean, the guy was unbelievable. I have the Ravens versus Lions. I haven't even looked at. I mean, I've been thinking Bills and Lions for the Super Bowl. That could all change this weekend with how the Ravens Bills game go. Gotta believe in my skins. Yeah, me too. Ravens will always win because the Lions can't stay out of jail. What? I don't get what that would mean, but that's funny. They're getting good, but the Lions are going with clap your old cheeks. I really want to get the Texans versus Lions. It's great teams, first ever time Super Bowl, never been having each other. Yeah, no cheeks are getting clapped, buddy. I'm gonna let God make us good because He will make the playoff. Because He will make the players that come to us and have us win Super Bowl. Oh yeah, Gene Daniels getting clapped. God, I trust. Ravens versus Lions Super Bowl. Ravens win. Jaden Daniels is guided by God, brother. Ravens versus Skins Super Bowl. Good God. Jaden Daniels is done. He's going to get bounced. Jesus. My area would be absolutely lit. I can't lie. I need Raiders merch anywhere I can get a good deal on Raiders gear. Yeah, go to the Raider Image. They put a lot of shit on clearance after the end of the season, so you might be able to get some shit for sure. I'm sure you could probably get a Gardner Minshew jersey cheap or a Devontae Adams one cheap. I trust in God, but Daniels is not winning. Jaden will be folded like a lawn chair. Oh, you guys are really going at it, yeah. It would make for a great story. Has a rookie ever won a Super Bowl? I don't think so. No, not that. I'd have to look that up. I don't off the top of my head. I don't think that's ever happened. It will be Bills versus Lions Super Bowl. I gotta kind of agree. What's up, Robert Penny? How you doing, brother? Damn, every team hates them. I'm a Bears fan and hate them. Anything can happen. I'm going to be even more upset if he beats the Lions. He could have a great chance sending his team to the Super Bowl. Oh, but we didn't want to trade back a little bit. Are you referring to like Jaden Daniels? Is that what you're referring to, Anthony? Like trading back to get Daniels? Because if that's the case, my God. Again, we would have strapped ourselves for a while in this draft. For a few drafts. I wish the Raiders had Ray Lewis. Salute him. I met Ray Lewis when he was in his prime, more of a theatrical rather than practical. Yeah, I mean, Ray Lewis in his prime would help any team in this league. I don't care how shitty their defense is. I mean, the guy's just having him over there without even snapping the ball. He just intimidates people. You just know that it's like, shit, there's Ray Lewis. Watch out. That man helps me with motivation when I need it. Salute to my big bro, Robert Pena. Lamar is winning it all this season, in my opinion. Salute. If Cheats get it limited, I'm getting $20. Well, I hope you get $20 then. Salute. Our guy Chiolinis has merch, bro. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about Shit, I forgot about Leo's stuff too. I always do too. Love Jaden, but he will get clapped harder than my mother. Wow, okay. I need a Lions win. Can't deal with Jaden Daniels. He's annoying to watch. All he does is run. Yes, Jaden Daniels. Yeah, all right. So you're going back to that. All right. So again, if we would have tried trading up into the first round to get Daniels this past draft, that would have cost us a fortune. You know, we wouldn't have a first round pick this year. We would have obviously swapped first round picks last year, and we probably wouldn't have a first round pick in the 2026 draft. You know, the price would have been extremely high, and there'd be no Brock. Yep, Raider Jason's right. There'd be no Brock. There'd be no JPJ. Well, we would have lose all that. So even if we did get Jaden Daniels, you know, because I've seen somebody say this. I said it earlier in this show today. Somebody's like, "Oh, you know, Jaden Daniels be throwing to Brock Bowers." Just listen to what you just said or what you just put in there. He's going to throw to Brock Bowers. How the fuck are we getting Brock Bowers if we traded the 13th pick for their first round pick plus multiple other first round picks and possibly a second round pick for this year to move up and take the best quarterback that we thought was available? And based on how everything went this season, was the best quarterback that came out of the draft last year. How's he throwing to Brock? On Madden? Oh, okay. Yeah, on the Madden games he is. If you want to set that team up in Madden, but not in reality. You know, he'd be throwing to Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, whoever's coming out of the backfield in that miserable running back room, or Michael Mayer after he comes back from his time off. You know, I mean, granted, yeah, we had Brian as a tight end too, but still, you ain't getting the same production out of those tight ends that you got out of Brock. Absolutely not. Would it have prevented Devontae Adams from probably bailing on us and wanting to get the hell out of here? Yeah, probably, because he had a legit quarterback to throw to him. You know, but again, is this under Getsy's system or is this under Turner's system? You know, does that mean Cliff Kingsbury signed with us because we knew we were going to be able to get Jaden Daniels? I mean, there's so much involved in it. What's up, Jason? How you doing, brother? You know, there's so much involved in it that it's not just a simple thing of, oh, we could have got Jaden Daniels. Okay, we got him. Now what? What do we do with him? Do we start him right away? With this sparse offensive line under the Getsy system? Who's he throwing to? Oh, you got Devontae Adams. Okay. Oh, you got Jacoby Myers. Okay. So we've got the threats a little bit further down the field. What about the short stuff? Who are we throwing to? Oh, you got Michael. No, he's on a sabbatical right now. He's not available. We can't throw to him. Shit. We'll throw it to our running backs. Which one? Zamir, kick it out of his own way. Abdul, 30-something-year-old running back. You know, don't say, I'm not saying he's not good, but you going to rely on him all season? No. Oh, we'll throw it to the other tight end we got, Bryant. Okay, he's still somewhat unproven, but okay. Oh, on top of that, offensive line can't block, by the way, just to let you know. Because the guy that should be at center is still not in the lineup because he's injured right now. Glaze hasn't become what he's supposed to become yet. Oh, that's right. We don't have those guys. Shit, we don't have JPJ. Damn it. We don't have Glaze either, possibly. Fuck. Okay, we suck again. But we got the number one quarterback we wanted, and we gave up our draft picks for the next 2 or 3 drafts. But we got a quarterback. Okay. All right. How'd that go? That's the position to be in. People need to realize that. People aren't realizing it. That's the whole point. You know, they just think it's a simple thing of, oh, we got this quarterback. We'll do just what that team did. No, it doesn't fucking work that way. You know? Anthony, we would not be in the playoffs. I don't, unless you're talking about a different team. If you're talking about the Raiders, there's no way in hell we'd be in the playoffs. Absolutely not. Jaden Daniels is not the savior that would have come in and done it all for us. So is he going to throw the ball to himself and then hand off to himself and run it as a running back too? I mean, there's no line to block for him. The offensive scheme of the Getsy was horrible. Even if we did get Cliff Kingsbury, we wouldn't have the other players that we drafted this season to be effective to help that quarterback. You know, Brock Bowers is exactly what he needed to be for us as a tight end. He's a safety valve. It's just that the safety valve was getting used over and over again because we had no choice because the rest of the team was just horrible. You know? Yeah, Jason said it right there. Who the fuck's he going to throw to? Like I said, you don't want Zeus running the ball. Do you really want him out there catching it? He ain't going to make cuts. So if he's running towards the sideline and catches the ball, guess what? He's not going to cut right and run up the field because his ankles don't fucking work right. It's obvious when he goes into the offensive line, he just runs straight no matter what. He's just going to run straight out of bounds. So, we're throwing to him. This team would be worse than what it was this season. That would be we would probably lose to the football team that gets put together in the longest yard that Adam Sandler in his movie. That's how bad we'd be. This team would be horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. O-line is trashed and this wouldn't have had the same success. No, we would have got fucking crushed back there. And that's the other thing too. We, no matter what, even if we didn't have Cliff and we had Getsy, you saw how it went with Minshew. Could you imagine putting a rookie back there? The guy that you invested some serious draft equity into this guy to be a future, and now you're basically just going to go out there and feed him to the wolves? Oh, fuck me, no, absolutely not. Yeah, just look at fucking the Chicago Bears. Their offensive line, god awful. Special Gene Daniels is. He would need God with us, that's for sure. Because he'd be on his knees all the time praying because he's always getting sacked. That kid, you know what he would remind me of? RG3. How good that kid was, and how Shanahan, that little cheese-eating little rat bastard. I fucking hate Shanahan. He single-handedly ruined RG3, putting him in when he shouldn't have in the playoffs just because he wanted to win a game. You ruined that kid. He's never the same after that season. No. Yep, Daniels better bring some way. Let's see. We've had Devontae Adams and Jacoby Telesco would have drafted other O-line guys. Yes, lesser caliber, but we still would have Maya. If we would have gotten Kiff, that scheme would have been different. No, it would have been different, but I'm just saying if we stuck with what we had, we wouldn't have any of the shit we got now. I'm telling you, the whole draft, all the way to the last pick for us, would have been completely different because our needs would have changed. First of all, so there's players that we did pick up in the later rounds that we wouldn't have picked up now because we didn't need them at that point. But if we draft correctly this year, maybe next year's draft we can trade up. The needs will be less by next year. Oh, I agree 100%. 100% between free agency and this draft this year is going to fix a chunk of the problems, not all of them. It's going to fix a chunk of the problems, where we can have a little bit more flexibility in the 2026 draft to really move around. I think we still can move around a lot in this draft. We've got some picks that we can fiddle around with. I don't want to move from number 6. I adamant about that. I want to stay at 6. Let's see. It seems everywhere Magic Shots goes, he's successful. Well, not really, but good point about RG3. Yeah, I mean, that kid was never the same. Gene Daniels would have had. You already went over. Let me see on that. Jay, you just spamming my show with that? When Travis Hunter gets drafted, do you think he'll end up playing wide receiver or cornerback or both if he does in college? I don't think he plays both. I mean, he can try, but it depends on who drafts him. What they need most. Do they need a cornerback or do they need a wide receiver? It's a luxury that he could play both. I mean, in certain situations, you could put him out there. I mean, the Patriots did it with Troy Brown for a longest time because they were just so decimated at cornerbacks. He was the number one wide receiver, and they put him out there as a cornerback for a season, and he was good at it. You got to do what you got to do. You can't lie, Eagles. Yeah, these guys are still going at it with the Eagles. Let's see. Yeah, got a little late at night. Oh my god. The fuck? Let's see. Yeah, yes, but we still have it. That was one off. Yeah. Brian caught the ball. He just couldn't block. This team will be fine. We have Brady helping us as much as I hate to admit it. No, we don't. We do not want Chucky back. I pretty much pull most Raider fans that I know that do not want him back. I'm not ready for the third shot with him. Absolutely not. Looks like a Hell's Angel. No, I don't claim to be a Hell's Angel, and I'm not. Stop spamming. Hello from Spain. What's up, brother? Man, hitting the international waters today. Damn. Honestly, I think Daniels would have been fine. The Raiders gave up 38 sacks to Washington's 47, believe it or not. 3 trash quarterbacks, throw for 4,000 yards. Yeah, but they also have a running game. So I'm telling you right now, those 47 sacks that Washington gave up on him would have been in the high 50s for us. They at least had a running back to take some pressure off of him and keep defenses a little bit honest. And I mean, good God, he had things to throw to, like McLaurin. I mean, the kid's accurate too. That's the one thing we didn't have. Minshew was not accurate at all. But still, he would not have the season. Our weapons are nowhere near what Washington's are, to be honest with you. With the exception of like Devontae, I don't know. It wouldn't have been successful. It really wouldn't. The only thing that could have possibly made it would be if we ended up with Cliff Kingsbury, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. You felt like a lineman on the beach eating tits on it. Uh-huh. That's what I played. I was an offensive lineman, so yeah. I didn't get this physique from playing running back or wide receiver, that's for sure. Or quarterback. Let's see. Hopefully, we can get a new staff. 100% new. Oh, I think without a doubt, this is going to be. Everything's going to be brand spanking new for us. Can someone pray for me because I need it? Started driving school and need help, so work it. Dude, how old are you? Well, good luck at driving school. In the most recent mock draft, Travis Hunter went to the Patriots, and his draft is listed as. This pretty much means they might play him at both. I mean, again, it's Vrabel. Vrabel doesn't. It never struck me as a chance or a risk taker. I don't. I mean, the Patriots definitely need a wide receiver. That's what's missing on that team right now. They've got a running back. They've got a decent tight end. They've got a rookie quarterback that shows great promise. They're a wide receiver and a offensive lineman tackle, preferably away from being competitive in their division. Seriously, their defense is salvageable, especially with the defensive-minded coach. He'll get that fixed. Travis Hunt is intriguing. I don't know what they do with that. I wouldn't be surprised if that pick actually goes to Jacksonville. I see probably the Patriots by taking T Mac. That's my thought. I don't think we got a shot at T Mac. He's going to go before us. Why would Kingsbury? No, we're not saying if Cliff leaves now. This would have been if when we brought him in last year to talk about being our offensive coordinator, he wanted us to to trade up and get Jaden Daniels, which I mean we could have, but that would have broke us for a few years on the draft. And I guess supposedly it was the contract length he wanted. He wanted a 3 year, and we wouldn't give it to him. So he's like, all right, well, I'm going to the Redskins. They're gonna assure me that they're gonna get Jaden Daniels. I can work with him, and I want to work with him, and he's proven it. They took a little bit of a dip, like Kingsbury's offenses tend to do in the middle of the season, but man, they shot right back up again. Man. It's just game on again for them. No, Kingsbury's not going to leave now. Absolutely, he's staying there as long as he can. I mean, he's got a good thing going, unless he gets a head coaching job somewhere. But I don't think teams are going to jump on him too early again because I mean it was a failed attempt in Arizona. He's 17. Yeah, good luck, bro. Don't hit any parked cars. Probably for a head coach position, he could build something of his own. He could. I mean, again, he tried in Arizona and didn't work. I mean, plus, you got the Peter Dinklage version of quarterback on that team, so it's tough. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. I mean, would I take him? Yeah, probably, but he's so small. It was mentioned that most teams would place him cornerback, the Patriots being one of the four teams might play him with both. I think he would be a better cornerback, especially in this league versus college. I don't know. I know he's not going to be there for us. So I'm not even worried about it. Jaguars took Mason Graham, defensive line they drafted directly after the Patriots. Yeah, I've been reading that too. That he wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility of coming back. Um, how welcome will he be back here? I think the only ones that probably would possibly have an issue with him might be the fan base. The players would probably be cool with him coming back, maybe. Um, Fans are fickle, man. They're tough to pinpoint sometimes. I don't know how the fan base would welcome him back after after the way he left and the way he went about it and everything. I honestly don't know. I mean, I would take him back. I mean, but it ain't gonna be for a shit ton of money. I'm not paying him a ton of money, that's for sure. Too, hot. Jay's talking to you, not me. Like DA coming back. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people probably would, but again, like I said, I mean, he gives us that number one option back. Now it gives you a little. If he does come back, the one bright spot is it definitely gives you a little bit more flexibility. In the draft, you don't necessarily have to go for the top wide receiver at number 6. You could then possibly do something different because obviously DA would come back as he would be a number 1 right away. Jacoby playing opposite. Brock Bowers there. Already we're looking at a different offense. Definitely. Yeah, I mean that's one of the 3 that I mentioned. Eagles fan. At the beginning, my 3 for number 6 that I hope are there would be T Mac, Johnson from Michigan, or Dul Carter. Those are the 3 I'm looking at. I'm a troglodyte. We need a wide receiver, so bring him back. Shame. Wide receiver is the least of our problems at the moment. Yeah, I agree. But we still need a number 1. But there are a lot of wide receivers in this draft, so that's why I'm partial to Carter if he's there for sure. We need an O-line. Yeah, number 6 to O-line. I mean, we could. Identify as an Akil hip. I identify as a pissed off, disgruntled Raiders fan who's tired of losing and want to win a Super Bowl, and then that's before my lifetime ends. Like that Taco Bell motherfucker drafted wide receiver. You know, the funny thing is, his commercials are still on TV too. I don't know if they play out west or not at all. But man, on the East Coast, man, he's at. Well, I guess I kind of get it on the East Coast. He is still with the Jets technically, so that would make sense, I guess. Are the Taco Bell commercials with him in them still being played out in the Vegas, LA area? I'm curious. I identify as a white male that's a Raiders fan. Sure about that? I wouldn't admit that shit. 50 minutes over when I said I was going to get off, huh? Jesus. Let's see. Would you trade for Malik Neighbors if you manage the Raiders? It depends on what they want for him. I don't see them getting rid of him. I mean, that's I mean, with what he did this season, with what they have for a quarterback, imagine if they get him a good quarterback that's consistent. I mean, Jesus Christ, he finished a few catches behind Brock Bowers on total catches for the season, broke 1,000 yards on a shitty-ass Giants team with probably, I think, a worse quarterback situation than we had. You know, Daniel Jones, who gets cut midway through the season. Then you got Danny DeVito. And then you got, the hell's his name that came in at the end? Drew Lock. You know, so it's like, I think he was in a worse situation than with quarterbacks than what the Raiders had. And look what Brock Bowers did, you know. And he missed a game, too. I mean, he could have surpassed Brock if he didn't miss I think it was 1 game or 2 games he missed. I can't see them letting Neighbors go because, again, if they pair him up with a good quarterback, the floodgates can open for them there. Like, I don't get the whole narrative going around to be female being able to be a male. We're just going to skip right by that one. Like it's weird in jail. Yep. Bill cowards don't even smoke crap. No, because I'm smart. Giants drafted Shador Sanders in the mock draft, so they should be getting a good QB. They'll get a QB. Whether he's going to be good or not, I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I'm not high on. I'm not sold on Shador. You know, I'd rather have Ward, but I mean, granted, yeah, he could be going by the time the Eagles have the Giants pick. I'm excited for us to take Dylan Gabriel. I mean, that is a possibility. What's up, Michelangelo? How you doing, brother? Unbelievable. I love it. I could pull it funny. We better get Oregon QB since the other 2 good ones off from Oregon. Titans took Cam Ward in the first pick in that one. Which I think that's the first one. Are you pissed at Max Scherzer? No, I'm not pissed at him, Cat Daddy. I'm not pissed at him. It's just he's worth too much to not listen to trades, to draft picks. I'm sorry. I'm not pissed at him. I don't want him to leave. But again, if the offer's too good, fucking take it. You know, why would you not? You know? You mean tell me if a team comes calling with two first round draft picks and picking this year's draft and picking next year's draft, you're not gonna do it? You know, and say they sweeten it up and they throw in the second round, either this year or next year. I'd be all over it. I'd be doing it. Why wouldn't you? You know.
That's fine.
Let's see. I'm willing to listen to see if someone is dumb to overpay for him. I mean, it's a possibility. So, someone's gonna shoot for more money than what we think he's worth. But whatever. Would you take Max Crosby or Brian Dawkins? Once again, we pretend Brian is prime. I mean, you're talking about one of the best offensive linemen in the league right now. The Snowman. God, that's a good one. That's a good one. I think right now, based on how the other players on our defense worked out this season, man, we could really use a guy like Dawkins, big time. Yeah, I would have to go with that one. Because someone will pay for everything. Yeah, Raiders gay says the guy with that name. Yeah, okay. I like that both. Yeah, Eagles fan, that's a good question, man. That was a good one. I like that. That's a tough one. Yeah, I would still have to say yes on the Dolphins one. Oh, I thought you were talking about the snowman from fucking Buffalo. Hey. No, I'll stick with Max. I'll definitely stick with Max. I know what I got with him. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I mean, I like Brian Dawkins. That one, yeah. I didn't realize we were talking about former players. Really. All right, I think I'm gonna get out of here. I've been up for almost 3 hours. Probably be getting on in another few hours anyway. So, well, anybody that's still here, make sure you hit the notifications so you'll see whenever I pop on. Hit the subscription notifications. Let me see. Do you think the Raiders will win the Super Bowl next year? I don't think the Raiders are winning the Super Bowl within the next 4 or 5 years. It's going to take time. Anybody that expects us to make it to the playoffs next year you're on something. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I wouldn't expect it. That's for damn sure. What's up? Hey, Jesse, how you doing, brother? I was just hopping off too, man. I'm done for a little while. I've been on for almost 3 hours. I gotta go eat dinner and everything too. It's after 5 o'clock here. So I'll probably be on tonight if Turf's on. If he's not on, then I'll jump on myself with some others. So until next time, everybody, stay safe. Go Raiders.